Ladies and gentlemen, Mark Norman.
Hey.
Did your thing come unplugged?
No, I'm all good. It just isn't as long as I hoped.
Is it?
Which I've heard before. Yeah. No, we're good.
We're going to get new things with a box and like a little volume. Yeah, we're going to make it like a real radio show.
Finally, this thing's been slacking.
Yeah, I know. That's what I've been saying, man.
Mm-hmm.
Just this little box right here that controls the volumes is just too complicated. Nobody can figure out where the dial is for their thing.
It's prehistoric, too. That looks aged.
Does it?
Yeah, it's a little weathered. It's probably from all the weed smoke.
Patina. That's what they call it.
Patina?
Patina.
Is that your
patina?
maid?
No.
Oh.
Patina's like the surface of an old car when it has kind of like, or maybe a knife that's been kind of like slightly rusted. You know,
a little wear and tear.
Yes. People enjoy a patina.
Yes.
Like a fine wearing of a nice object.
Like a MILF is a patina.
A little bit.
Yeah.
MILFs have a little bit of patina.
I like a MILF. I like a crow's foot and an old labia. You name it.
Yeah, girl likes to do shots.
Yeah, like a Tampa whore, you know?
Tampa.
Yeah, I was just there.
Yeah. Did you do the improv with the 3 floors?
No, that room stinks. I did the side splitters.
Oh, that's supposed to be a really good room.
Great room. Mom and Pop, been there forever. You know, Richard Jennings photos on the wall and all that shit. It's
that
old
kind
school.
Of place. God, that guy, he's one of my all-time favorites. That Tampa Improv, does it still have the 3 floors?
Yeah.
And the third floor is like 10 seats?
Yeah,
right?
Ybor City, everybody's hammered. It's like Bourbon Street down there. It's not great for comedy.
Last time I was there, which is quite a while ago, I got introduced by someone who wanted to, I want to introduce you to the local swinger community.
Oh.
Yeah. The people that are like really into swinging in Tampa are not people anybody wants to have sex with.
Right.
They find each other and they all just, no one gives a shit. You fuck her, I'll fuck her, I'll fuck him, you fuck me.
Did you look at them like a lineup kind of thing?
There was like 20 of them that came to the show.
Not one fuckable weirdo?
I mean, listen, things can get ugly when you get hammered.
Of course. You should see my ex.
They weren't in the best of shape. They didn't. They didn't seem like they were concerned about the way they looked. It seemed like they just got together and just fucked everybody. Everybody fucked everybody.
See, that might be the ruse. I think they know they're ugly. They want to get laid. It's a perfect crime.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's a smart move. You get into a fuck club.
Yeah. It's happened to me a couple times where somebody's interested. One time, Nashville, this one guy was driving us around all weekend. And then Sunday, the day he was taking us to the airport, he's like, he goes, it was really nice to meet you guys. Next time you guys are here, I'd love to take you to a swingers club. I was like, and we were both, I think I was with Hinchcliffe, and we were both like, what?
Yeah.
And he's like, that's one of the things that I do. I'm in sort of an open relationship with my woman. So then we started questioning him, like, do you get a chance to like see the guy she's going to bang? He goes, yeah. And I also have veto power.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
But of course they want to bring you in because he's the hero if he brings in a celeb.
Oof.
And then you get to bang the wife. They probably got headshots on the wall of all the other guys who fucked her.
He was not telling me to fucking. He's like saying, if you want to come watch, come hang out.
I think that would be worth it. I would get some popcorn and go nuts.
Popcorn, a fucking operating mask.
Yeah, exactly. Like a coronavirus Asian.
Yeah, some fucking rubber gloves he used to wash dishes with. Like, what? What am I doing here? What am I touching?
Yeah. Maybe a laser pointer just to fuck with them.
Yeah, they used to have those. I've never been to an actual sex club in L.A., but a buddy of mine has been to one. And he said you go into this room and all these, there's like weird red light bulbs and everybody's banging everybody. And you're like,
yeah.
whoa.
Well, do you ever watch those dancing bear videos?
No.
Oh, man, J-Mo, pull it up. He's gonna get wood.
I can't pull it up.
It's called CFNM, Clothed Female Naked Male. And it's so hot because it's the woman in charge, and it's a bunch of dude strippers who come in with bear hats on, like bear masks, and they're in a Speedo, and they just start dancing. Eventually, they're getting blown. They're fucking the chicken from accounting and banging Deborah from sales, and it's like kind of mediocre-looking women getting railed by these studs.
Really?
And it's great because they like it.
And they keep the masks on?
Oh, yeah. I mean,
so why do the
eventually-
guys keep the masks on?
Well, it's just because it's anonymous. It's hotter. It's just a fuck object.
Oh, right. So the woman can like flip the switch and detach and just enjoy the physical pleasure of it.
And it's like a bachelorette party or an office party or something, and it's killer. It's always in an office setting or something.
She doesn't have to look in the eye of the man and feel shame and weirdness.
Yeah, and when the women are turned on, it's so much hotter. You know, because all we see all day is like dudes like, come on, let me fuck you. But when the woman's taking charge, it's better. You feel better about what you're watching.
Yeah, they get jaded though. I used to know some guys from martial arts that used to do male stripping, and they get real jaded. They get real weirded. Yeah, they get real weirded out by it after a while.
That makes sense.
Women screaming at you. A lot of ladies looking to cheat on their man.
Right. And maybe the first day it's fun, but after a while you're like,
And then
this is somebody's aunt.
The other thing comes is that guys want to hire them. Guys want to hire them to strip, and then they have to make these decisions. Like, okay, how much should I let them touch my butt? That's it.
It's funny when gay guys are around, a guy turns into like the woman. He's like, hey, respect me.
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
The roles are reversed.
Well, it's all guys. It's guys being a problem. It's
always guys.
Yeah, it's always guys being a problem.
You should see my DMs, man. It's just ball sacks and dick jerking and gay dudes, like hot dudes sometimes, who are just like, hey, the things I would drain your asshole and this and that. Oh, yeah. I find it flattering.
Why do you think they're going after you?
I think I got a Twinkie otter vibe, you know?
Otter?
That's one of those gay terms. They got otter, bear.
I knew about bear.
Yeah, there's a bunch. J-Mo, you know them all. There's a whole like zoo.
What's an otter?
Otter's like a thin, medium-sized guy.
Oh, you're
a
medium-sized guy.
Like the little guy would be like a twink. I don't know what Brad Williams would be. He'd be like a Hershey's Kiss or something.
Koala bear.
There you go. Yeah, he does have chlamydia. But yeah, so
koala bears have chlamydia.
All of them. Yeah.
100%.
True story. Google.
Imagine if that's where chlamydia came from. Somebody had to fuck a koala bear.
Well, apparently we got AIDS from a monkey, so maybe koala gave us chlamyd.
Do you know where that actually comes from? It's not from someone fucking a monkey. There's a
bite?
No, it was someone who hunted a monkey.
Hand job?
No, cut the monkey and cut his hand and got monkey blood in his hand while he was like butchering a monkey.
Oh, that makes more sense.
Yeah.
Because who's fucking a monkey?
Dave Chappelle had a bit about it.
I remember that.
100% infection rate.
100%?
Wild fucking, that is insane. Wild koalas have 100% infection rate of chlamydia. For 2 decades, scientists have brought wild koalas into wildlife hospitals to treat their chlamydia.
Can't we give them
antibiotics?
I've had chlamydia 6 times in my life. Can't we give them a penicillin shot?
Well, they'd have to go grab all of them. Well, you know, they're really in deep trouble because of the wildfires in Australia. They said that they're something like 80% of their habitat's been destroyed.
Ooh.
The fires over there are insane. I did a benefit Sunday night with Monty Franklin rather, Whitney Cummings, and Jim Jeffries.
Oh, wow.
We did a benefit for the wildlife fires.
Jeffries must be getting his door knocked down with that shit.
Oh, I'm sure, yeah. Well, Monty Franklin's Australian as well.
Uh-huh.
So it was a double Australian, double American card.
Oh, boy.
Wild.
Yeah.
It was a fun show, but when you see the devastation, it's crazy. 70% of Australia is covered in smoke.
Whoa!
70%, and it's as big as the United States.
Ah, that's a bummer.
Yeah, it's crazy, and they basically have no way of stopping it. I mean, unless the rains put it out or it burns all the way to the coast.
Yeah, it's a stupid question, but what is the money going to do? You know, I know it helps people who are burned.
It's for wildlife.
Ah.
The money is all for wildlife. A lot of them have been burned. Like they had like a little bit of a presentation. You know, I mean, some of them they've rescued and they have to put them back into suitable habitat, and that's the money's going to wild. I mean, you're not going to fix the devastation by the fire in terms of like the plants and the houses and stuff like that. I mean, you can only hope those people who their homes burnt down had some sort of insurance, but how much fucking insurance money is there? I mean, so many houses got wrecked.
God, damn.
What is the number now? Like, how many houses have been burnt to the ground in Australia currently?
Yeah, because all you hear about is the animals.
Yeah, well, it's 1 billion animals. That's why. 1 billion animals are dead.
Wow. So this will be in history books.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Oh, boy.
Dude, just think about a fucking 1 billion animals are dead from a fire. I mean, that's insane.
Yeah. That's going to change the ecosystem.
Oh, for sure. Though the ecosystem over there is weird anyway.
Oh, they got spiders that kill birds.
Yeah.
That's
they
insane.
have a bunch of shit that's not supposed to be there too.
Oh, really?
Like there's like so many of their animals are invasive species.
What about the Aborigines? Because they live in huts and shit, right?
Yeah, I mean, what
I
about
didn't even think
them,
about
right?
that.
They're fucked.
Yee.
I don't think they live in huts for the most part.
Ah.
I think a lot of them live
I've seen
in
that in a movie.
normal communities. You probably did. Probably like
Crocodile Dundee. That's all I know. That and Arch Barker.
they have so many different languages. The Aborigines do that. They could go like 20 miles away and not have any idea what those guys over there are saying.
Yeah. Wow.
And most of those languages aren't even written down, apparently.
Really?
Yeah, my buddy Adam Greentree is from Australia, and he runs a mining company, and they hire a lot of the folks that are Aborigines. And, he's gotten to be very close with a lot of them and kind of gotten to know their culture and to understand their culture. And it's really, really strange, really strange. Like, they're scattered all over the country, and so many of them have, they call them mobs. Like a tribe is a mob, and they have a different language than another mob that's like 30 miles away.
Are they dangerous?
What do you mean?
Like, do they fight each other and stuff?
I don't know. That's a good question.
Yeah, I don't know. I went to Australia for the Melbourne Comedy Fest, and I was bummed at how not different it was. It's not that different.
From America?
Yeah.
No, Melbourne's real close.
Right.
Fantastic food.
Great food, great place,
Yeah.
great people.
That Laugh Lounge is awesome too.
Yeah,
The club,
yeah, good club.
Great club.
But
Great
yeah.
comics over there too.
Very
they're
good.
into it. Yeah.
Very good. Although they didn't like the dark stuff, I noticed.
Really?
Yeah, well, I think there's so much. Excuse me. There's so much that coffee, man. That turmeric is going right up my asshole.
That Laird Hamilton superfood. getting
Oh
at you.
yeah, I'd love to watch him masturbate. But yeah, that the audiences there were very tense when I got dark.
Really?
I think because they have some real racial problems and like they're kind of behind the times a little bit on stuff. So I think they're like, hey, look, that shit's happening. Like, we're not laughing at you yet. Kind of thing.
Right. Okay. Well, in the 1950s, not that long ago, they were actually taking Aboriginal babies from the parents and
There you
trying to
go.
raise them.
Yee.
Yeah.
Well, at least
Yeah.
that's a good intent.
They should have probably asked first.
Oh, they just took them.
I don't know.
Oh,
I don't really. I'm not that informed. But some Australian people were trying to explain to me like how the relations are very, very fucked up.
Right.
Yeah.
Wow. So the Aborigines get their babies stolen by honkies.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know. In a weird way, the mom's got to kind of be like, well, it's a better life.
I don't think so.
Yeah, they got a
I
TV.
think she misses her mom.
Yeah, I guess you're right.
She misses her daughter. I don't know, man. It's not good.
Well, either way, donate
It's
to
just
the chlamydia.
Yeah. What is so? How many houses have been burnt down? Do they even know?
I probably don't know exactly. I saw one thing that said in New South Wales alone there was 3,000 houses, but another thing said that was the number. So I don't know if it's 3,000 total or just in that
That's not too bad.
area.
It could be worse.
Yeah.
Yeah. 3,000. I mean, there were 600 last year just in Malibu.
Oh, shit. I forgot about that.
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah.
Oh, the fires. Water can fuck you. Fire can fuck you. Everything can fuck you.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah, it's crazy. How long do we stop saying that's fire? That's going to be insensitive after a while.
Yeah, everything's going to be intense. Well, if we let the woke brigade keep taking away words, we'll be down to grunts and pointing at things. Everything will be offensive.
Because if you keep progressing,
Yeah.
something's got to
Everything
stop.
goes.
Everything goes.
Everything
Then-
goes eventually. And then even grunts and pointing at things will be offensive to people who are deaf who use sign language. 'Cause
Right.
now you're culturally appropriating from sign language people.
I was driving here on the highway and I thought, man, the carpool lane's insensitive to lonely single people. Like, what if you don't have a friend?
Right.
What if I don't know a guy?
You get an electric vehicle. You can ride in the carpool lane.
Is that right?
Yes.
There's the loophole for the losers out there.
Oh, it's one of the best reasons to have a Tesla.
Yeah.
Yeah, get that fucking left lane, baby.
So many Teslas in this town. This is such a wacky, backwards la-la land over here.
Oh, it is.
Chipotle's got a fucking valet in
Does it?
L.A. Yes.
Really?
I went twice today. But
Wow.
I love Chipotle. But
It's wacky.
it's wacky, man. I mean, it's so beautiful. I was telling him I'm pitching a show again that'll never sell. But I went to Fox Lot, and it's all these good-looking girls with their shoes kicked off, laying on a picnic table, drinking a coffee. I'm like, you don't know what you got, whore. This is an amazing life. You don't have any respect and any gratefulness and appreciation,
How do you know
gratitude.
they don't? They're
I
just
can
enjoying
tell.
the day.
She's going, my phone is not working fast enough. I hate her. Fucking God. I live in New York. We're all up each other's ass. There's a rat on my dick. It's 5 degrees outside. My apartment's the size of J-Mo's asshole. I'm fucked.
Wow.
And these gals are kicking their feet up.
Who's J-Mo? Me. Oh, you. Oh,
Sorry.
I thought it was a new girl that I don't know about.
Oh.
Some new it lady.
Right.
My favorite video in New York is the rat that's killing the pigeon. Did you ever see
No,
that video?
I never saw that.
Oh.
I saw Pizza Rat.
Yeah, pizza rat ain't shit on pigeon killing rat. The fucking rat's killing a pigeon.
Wow, it's like the woke brigade. They're
Takes
attacking
the
each
pigeon
other.
Yeah, very similar. Taking the pigeon down and attacking it. And the pigeon tries to flood away, and the rat fucking chases it.
Wow.
I didn't know rats are predatory.
Oh, yeah.
I thought they were mostly just scavengers.
Yeah, I guess
didn't know
so.
they would actually go after a live thing and attack it and kill it.
Yeah, desperation, man. Was it in the subway area or was it on the street?
I think it was on the street because I don't think pigeons actually go into the subway.
That's a good point.
For the most part,
Good
unless
point.
they get fucked over and they don't know how to get out.
Seen a few in an airport before.
Yeah. Oh, here it is. So here's this pigeon, and this rat is trying to walk off with this fucking pigeon, and it's as big as him. That's what's crazy.
Bitch ass pigeon though. Like, come on, flap it
Wow,
up.
they have some big fucking teeth. These cunty rats.
You know, they
And
never
he's got them
stop-
by the neck. Look at that.
They never stop growing rats' teeth.
Really?
Yeah, they have to keep. That's why they're always gnawing because they're partly it's filing them down. Give it a goog.
Jesus.
I can't believe I know any more animal facts than you.
I actually do remember that now that you bring that up.
Sure you do. Nice pull there, Jojo Rabbit.
Look at this fucking thing. And the pigeon gets away at one point, slightly right there.
Oh, yeah.
But look at him. Chase it down. Chase's like, no, bitch. No, bitch. Get the fuck over here.
Damn.
The pigeon's so damaged, it can't get away totally. It can't fly. Oh. So eventually he drags it through the hole in the fence and fucks it up.
That's the
kills it.
scariest when you go into their lair. And the pigeon knows that. He's like, I can't get off the street.
Look at it. It's mounting him. It's got his back. Biting the back of his head.
That's like Khabib.
Yeah, very similar.
Holy shit.
Just can't get away. He's smashing you. I just didn't know they killed things.
Yeah.
I thought they only just ate stuff that was laying around, and I
Same.
thought there's so much food in New York City. They would just run around eating everything.
Right.
They eat each other. I do know that.
Oh, really?
I do know that because I had a trap. I lived in Encino, and I was renting this house, and the house had a lot of rats. And I would leave my garbage in the garage and, put it out in the morning, and I was seeing these rats. So I set a trap.
Not mice, rats.
Fucking rats.
Yeah.
Big rats. So I hear snap. So I go out to check, and there's a fat boy that's got his head crushed in this this trap. I mean, he's dead as fuck. So I'm like, okay, I'll just get it in the morning. I don't want to deal with that right now.
Yeah.
So I get up in the morning, and the only thing that's left is the tail.
Oh!
They ate everything. There was like the feet and the tail. All the guts, the body, the spinal cord, everything. There was just like a stain and the tail. So rat tails are so disgusting that even rats don't eat rat tails. There's a lesson there.
You hear that, rednecks?
Yeah.
Get rid of those rat tails. But
I'm talking to you, Theo Vaughn.
here's the move. You poison a rat, then get it in the trap, then they eat the rat, then they get poisoned. Oh. That could be something.
Yeah, you could. But the problem with poisoning rats is a lot of times it doesn't kill them immediately, and then coyotes get it, and then they get poisoned, and then mountain lions kill the poisoned coyotes. Or they kill the rats.
Right.
So owls also get killed by rat poison. It's a real problem with owls because a lot of people leave rat poison outside their house, and then the rats eat the poison. They get weakened. Then the owl comes in and eats them.
Circle of life.
Circle of life.
Damn. Did you lived in New York?
Yes.
You had mice, I'm sure.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I lived in New Rochelle, though. I never lived in the city. I couldn't afford to live in the
That's
city when I lived up
upstate
there. It's
a
like right
little?
next to the Bronx.
Okay. Yeah, those mice, man.
Oh, yeah. Mice are everywhere.
They're brutal, and they really... I'm so scared of them. I know it's like a wussy thing, but when they're running around, I just jump up on the table. Yeah,
Eek!
I can't handle it.
Eek!
It's brutal. I have to call a masculine friend to help me. Even when they're on the trap screaming, I don't know what to do. I take a broomstick, I stick it to the sticky trap, and then I go outside and put it in the garbage can.
Just while they're still alive?
Yeah.
So you let them just suffocate out there or
Yeah,
whatever?
yeah, that's on them. Fuck them. You figure it out.
It's a weird system, right? The ecosystem of rats and mice and humans. And it's a strange thing.
Yeah.
There's a lot of them.
And they've killed us with the plague. Apparently, that was all rats.
Well, it's the fleas, really. Fleas from, I think, Crimea came over on boats attached to rats, and then the rats ran through Europe and fucked everybody up.
Crimea River.
You can't help yourself.
I can't. I'm sorry. I love words.
Did you ever see the Netflix documentary called Rats?
No.
Oh my God, you have to.
I don't know if I want to.
You have to. It's you just go, what? First of all, they all have diseases.
Oh yeah,
all of them. I mean, you just don't come in contact with them. But if they bit you, like you're fucked. Like most rats are fucked.
Yeah.
Like they did all these tests on rats in different parts of the country too. And New York City is, I think they said, it's either the number of rats is the same as the number of people that live in New York City or the biomass. I'm not sure which one, but both of them are equally terrifying.
Yeah.
If it's the biomass, it's actually more terrifying, right? Because it means there's so many rats that it's the same mass of bodies as there are of human beings. But I don't think they really know. I mean, are there any fucking surveyors down there in the subways?
Yeah.
How do they know?
How could you know? Also, if you measure the weight of all human beings and all ants, it's even.
Yeah, I know that.
Oh, damn. I thought I had you again.
No, I knew that one.
I love a fun fact.
That's a weird one, right?
Yeah. Ants are freaky too, man. They said if an ant was our size, it would be faster than a Ferrari.
Whoa.
Give it a gook. Yeah.
Callen, at one point in time, Brian Callen wanted to be, what is it? What's the type of person who studies?
Entomologist.
Entomologist?
Was that
is
like
that it?
Phrases?
Right. Etymology is words. Entomology is study of insects.
Oh.
Yeah, and so he did some time in the jungle.
Oh.
And they'd have to put turpentine all over the posts of these platforms that the tents would be on because there were so many ants on the jungle floor that he said he was lying in bed, you could hear the ants. You could hear them walking.
In sync.
Yeah, and when they get on something, there's so many of them.
Yeah,
they
they
just
swarm.
kill. They kill elephants.
Come on.
They climb up the elephant's body and go right into its ear and just start eating its brain.
Oh, man. What can an elephant do?
Fucking
it just
nothing.
doesn't take it.
What
it doesn't
can
have
it do?
hands to
It's
move
not a
it.
goddamn thing it can do. Unless it's really close to a giant river and it could jump in and try to drown those little cunts.
Oh, man.
Right?
Brutal.
What
It's
a way to
amazing.
go.
We've lived as human. How did we survive primitively?
Well, we got lucky, but then we got smart. And when we got smart, then we started overpopulating.
Yeah.
Because then we figured out all these different ways that nature was kind of keeping our bodies in check, keeping our numbers in check. Mm-hmm. You know, like we have systems for rats and mice and all these different things to keep them in check. Well, nature sort of had a way to keep humans in check. Predators,
yeah.
diseases, starvation, injury.
So you're saying we beat nature,
We beat nature.
which is probably why we're so fucked up mentally, because we're not supposed to beat nature.
Well, we're a little too safe for sure.
For sure.
We're all contained in these buildings where no predators can get at us. We all get doughy like little fucking human water balloons.
Right? And one
Yeah.
inkling of discomfort, and we have to fix it and work on it and bitch. Yeah.
We complain. Yeah, we're getting our jaw shaved down to look prettier.
Oh.
Just digging through rats in New York. They don't know how many there are. There's estimated of 250,000 to tens of millions. But this is a new trap that was put out in Brooklyn. This is a video of them, I guess, testing it.
All right.
It's an alcohol trap where they fall into this bucket of alcohol and they drown.
Ah.
And they here in the video, that's why I'm showing it. They open up these buckets. And there's just
It's
lots
filled
is
with
filled.
dead
It's
rats.
disgusting.
Oh,
So it
these guys
works.
have to touch these things. I wouldn't trust it with just little rubber gloves on.
I know.
And so there's just full
Yeah.
of dead rats.
And can we use those? We should be able to use those for something.
For fuel.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
burn
mean,
them to heat your house.
Might as well.
Yeah, why can't they? Look at them. Scoop it out. Oh, good size. It's a good size.
Yeah.
Decent
Good-sized
size.
rat.
Like
Yeah.
at least feed jungle or what do you zoo animals or something.
Right.
Like a snake.
Yeah, right?
Yeah, you got to use that. Use the buffalo.
But you know the coronavirus, the Wuhan coronavirus, whatever it is, they think that came from snakes. Maybe that's what happened in China. Maybe they fed a fucking rat to a snake, and next
Right.
thing you know, Jed's a millionaire. And
There you go.
Jamie actually has a conspiracy theory about that. Do you know?
Whoa.
you know?
I
Uh-oh.
didn't make this up.
I know you
just
hate
read
Asians.
it online.
Well, I'm
It's not-
saying
yeah,
you
yeah.
have one. I mean, I'm
yeah.
not saying that
Okay.
it's
Oh,
like
all
you've
right.
been
Well,
putting
Let's
them
hear it,
out there.
Betty.
like it's mine in my back pocket of conspiracy theory.
What is the conspiracy theory? Was that there's some sort of a bioweapons thing?
Yeah, I'll Google it. to see
I'm
what it
so
says.
glad I never got bitten by the conspiracy bug.
A biolab
so lucky.
for
I have no interest.
the most dangerous pathogens on Earth was
Dun
open.
dun dun.
Well, the Chinese have always got something cooking. They're ahead of us.
in a lot of ways.
Every way. Maybe comedically we got them.
Yeah,
And
but we
maybe-
don't even know because we don't speak their language.
Ah, that's a good point.
Maybe their comedy is like because of the language structure. Maybe their comedy is way better.
Well, they got more words and letters and characters, but I've been over there to their comedy clubs in
Look
Shanghai,
at
and they
this.
weren't great.
China built a lab to study SARS and Ebola in Wuhan, and the U.S. biosafety experts warned in 2017 that a virus could escape the facility. That's become key in fighting the outbreak.
Oh.
But wait a minute, what is this article from? The Daily Mail?
I just found a place that had the best headline and then place for you to
The
read it.
Daily Mail's a wee bit suspect, lad.
Yeah.
A wee bit suspect, a little bit outrageous with their captions, a little bit clickbaity.
Well, everything's clickbaity now.
They kind of have to be, man. I mean, that's how they make money.
Sure, but where's the integrity? How do you sleep at night?
They sleep on a pile of money.
I
This is the Chinese website for it.
Academy of Sciences, large research infrastructures per user surface platform.
It's translated from Chinese.
Oh, I guess so. Yeah, wow. Wuhan National Biosafety Laboratory. Look, they have an award. Look, we have an award.
Look at
I
that.
love when people stand by awards. Like, look, we are better.
Yeah.
Like, that's a weird picture, right? Two people standing there holding an award. Look what we won.
Right.
We're flossing.
You don't do corporate gigs anymore.
No.
Well, I did one over the holidays because I had like 7 of them. They pay amazing. I had to wear a tuxedo. I did a pharmaceutical awards. I got fired within 15 minutes. It was supposed to be 3 hours. There's such queefs over there. It's a ballroom, round tables, tuxedo, beautiful hotel in Philly. They got me a limo out there, crazy money, and I was supposed to, like Ricky Gervais the whole thing, be an awards guy, present it, talk to him, have a speech, and I just did my clean act, the act I used to open for Seinfeld, and a lady got offended, and it happened to be the CEO's wife.
Oh,
and she
Jesus.
bitched him out, and then he bitched me out, and they fired me.
Wow. Do you have to pay anyway?
I got paid.
Win.
Yeah, but it's just disheartening. You go, hey, you twats, these jokes have worked on The Tonight Show. What do you want?
Yeah, the Tonight Show is pretty milk.
Yes, squeaky.
Pretty squeaky.
But-
now, how far along were you? You said 15 minutes into your act. Were you ramping up the offensiveness?
No, well, I do 15 minutes of jokes out of the gate, like to open it, and then you do the awards for the whole thing's like 2.5 hours. And I had a stack of cards, like Trisobadibadoo wins
Right.
for best whatever, muscle relaxer.
So, what did the guy say to you when he fired you?
He said, my wife is offended. How dare you? It was offensive to women. I did a joke about vibrators. And he was like, you got to get out of here. Like,
That's
how
offensive
dare you?
to women?
I know. The joke is how the vibrator's better than me, Like, I'm the
Why
loser.
is that offensive?
I think she was looking for something. And maybe they haven't fucked in 6
Right.
years, It's always some deep-rooted thing.
And she's drinking and she's on Adderall and she's like,
Yeah.
off with his head. I can't do
Exactly.
that. I'll just fire him.
Exactly, and firing me is it's a fun power move. It gets you ramped
Yes.
up. Look what I can do. Look at the power I wield.
Right. And then she tells all her friends, I fired the comedian.
Exactly.
What a piece of shit he is. Mark Norman, don't
and
ever go to his show.
I can't tell you how many emails I got. Hey, I thought you were funny. When you're coming to Helium, I'm coming. I couldn't laugh next to my boss, and I was like, God, you idiots. Have some balls.
Living in that world, man, that corporate world.
Yeah, I'm like, you're all drug dealers. You sell drugs, and you're mad at me for making a yuck 'em up? I don't get it. We're all backwards priority-wise. Like, you make a coronavirus joke, nobody cares. You make a Kobe joke, and you're the devil. But it's like, way more people died with corona. I'm not saying either one is fun.
It's a person. Like
It's
you
a
can
person.
nail the
I guess that's what it
individual
is.
person. Plus, there's the cult of personality, famous person, well loved,
Right.
and then died with his daughter, and then died
Right.
with like 6 other people. There's like a lot of.
I guess
things.
you're right. But isn't that all fascinating? Because your body knows immediately. Like, oh, that was too far. That's fine.
Well, wasn't that something that Stalin said, that one death is a tragedy, a million deaths is a statistic?
Oh, I like that.
Was that Stalin? It was Stalin or someone in World War II. I think it was Stalin. But we get lost in numbers. Like when someone says like the universe is 14 billion years old, you're like, okay, what does that even mean?
Yeah, exactly.
I can't do that.
Right.
That's in my head, and it's just like,
Yeah.
a bunch of zeros.
Also, Kobe was here, and China's a zillion miles away.
Right,
That's
right.
It's in your backyard kind of thing.
Well, here's a statistic you probably didn't know: 50 people die every year in swimming pools,
Oh,
just in the United States.
that seems got to be more than that.
No,
50?
Yeah, we're getting better. We're getting better
Come
at swimming.
on.
5-0, but every day.
Well, how about gun deaths? I bet a swimming pool is more dangerous than a gun in the home.
Oh, yeah.
But
I don't
yet-
think 50 people die every day from guns.
You said every year. You meant every day?
Did I say every year?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, that's what
I'm
I was going to
sorry.
say.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
50 in
Oh,
LA
that's why.
alone.
Yeah, I need more coffee. Yeah, every day. Thank you, Jamie.
50 a day.
50 a day
in
swimming
America.
pools. Want to hear another good one?
Yeah.
150 people die every year because coconuts fall on their heads.
Oh, that's a cartoon. That's classic. You just picture that lump coming up, you know?
I think that's worldwide, though.
That's great. I mean, how do you do the funeral for that one?
You just go, well, what are you going to do?
Coconuts.
Coconut will fuck you up, man, on one of those really tall trees.
Sure. You know, it's a big one in New York. The AC falls on people.
Oh, Jesus
That's a big one.
Christ.
That happens all the time.
Oh, fuck, man.
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
And cows kill more people than sharks a year.
Really?
Sharks are, it's almost like black people where it's just sexier to talk about it, you know, but the cows are actually the ones killing more people.
Cows kill more people than sharks.
Give it a goog.
Yeah.
The coconut thing might be an exaggerated.
Oh,
You
statistic.
shut your mouth.
I'm sorry. I
Shut your mouth.
There's a whole Wikipedia thing.
Yeah,
about
I've gone
it.
through that. Yeah, they don't really know.
A wiki
Well,
can
some
be
days
anything.
people get better at it. They wear helmets. They avoid the trees. Some
Yeah,
years,
well, why not wear a helmet every day? You know?
well, they're probably poor and they want a coconut.
Yeah, I guess a good point.
If you're trying to climb a tree and the coconut just nails you halfway down and then you fall, that's a double whammy.
Good point. Good
Right?
point.
Bonk.
Yeah.
Ooh, splat.
It feels like a 70s arcade game, you know?
Have you seen those guys climb the trees? Fuck, man, those guys
Oh,
get up high too.
amazing.
And they're basically just clinging
Yeah.
and pulling themselves and clinging and pulling themselves.
Right.
I saw a video of these guys in the Amazon climbing trees. And it's like, what the fuck? They were kids. They were like 12-year-old kids. And they were 200 feet in the air,
Wow.
just shimmying their way up this tree. Like, god damn.
Unbelievable. I wonder if they'll evolve differently because it's a different muscles.
Well, you know what it is? Their feet are much stronger and they look different.
Oh,
Have you
really?
ever seen what happens when people walk barefoot, like in the jungle all the
Oh,
time?
yeah.
Their feet spread out, like their
Right.
fingers spread out like hands.
Ah.
Their feet look really weird, man. They splay out. Like
Yeah.
our feet are like they're in a cast because
Yeah,
we're in
yeah.
shoes all the time. But their feet actually go out in directions. They're like
Interesting.
their big toes point left and right.
Yeah.
And then everything else sort of goes out like when you spread your fingers. Jamie,
Crazy.
find me some jungle bare feet because it's creepy. I was taught this by my friend Steve Ranella who went to Guyana and was hanging out with these people in the jungle. And he was like, you can't recognize their feet. It's like, what is going on with your feet? Like they're unrecognizable.
Yeah.
Because look that's their feet. Look at that.
Oh, wow.
Isn't that crazy?
It's crazy. It looks like a webbed foot, like a duck's.
It says the Amazon tribe that kills and eats monkeys. Well, you should say all Amazon tribes that have access to monkeys because apparently they love monkeys.
Uh-huh.
But
Look at
yeah,
that.
look at his
Wow.
feet, man. But go to that one picture. Like, look at that. That is insane, man. And
Oh, wow.
it's because they're always gripping the surface of the ground, so they develop all this strength and thickness. Like, look how thick their toes are.
Right. Doesn't that left side monkey looks like it's got its dong?
It does look like
It's
a
like
dong.
perfect positioning.
It's real weird, right? They look a lot like when you see primates, other than the primates have that little thumb.
Yeah, right. You know what would be interesting is to cut one of them open and then cut you open. How much more shit you would have in you. Because you eat all this processed, I mean, you eat still pretty well, but they've never had caffeine. They've never had a drop of alcohol,
Right.
never had a cigarette, never had a hamburger. They would just be pink, I bet.
They eat a lot of monkeys, though.
That's all natural.
Yeah, I guess.
Except for the AIDS.
I don't think you get AIDS from those monkeys.
Oh, okay.
I think you got to go to Africa. I think it's chimps more than it is monkeys. It's so weird though. The feet.
That's
thing.
crazy.
Yeah, there was a great Radio Lab episode
Oh,
on
I love
like
Radio Lab.
patient. Yeah, it's awesome podcast. But on Patient Zero, where they were trying to figure out how did HIV come from? Like who was the first person to get it?
Mm-hmm.
And they think they narrowed it down to a farmer or a hunter rather that had killed because they do something called bush meat in a lot of these really poor areas where they basically just shoot everything
Mm-hmm.
and like just chop it up and whatever you can eat,
Right.
Whether it's a monkey or a giraffe or whatever the fuck you kill.
Sure. Yeah, those are tough people. Those naked and afraids even. I'm like, I don't know if I could do it.
Naked and afraid, they can kiss my ass. Like those people probably get all kinds of crazy fucking parasites.
Yeah,
and
bug bites and food poisoning. They eat berries and pond water and shit.
dick fish. Fish that swim up your dick hole. Do you know that that's real?
No.
Yeah, there's certain, especially in the Amazon, if you urinate in the water in the Amazon, there's certain little tiny fish that are actually attracted to the smell and the temperature of your urine, and they'll fly up the old pee hole and make their way into your cock.
Yikes. Can you pee it out while it's going
I
up?
don't think you can. Look at that. Those are cockfish. River monster. Fish swims up your urine stream. Look at that. Little fucker.
Kangaroo or something.
Yeah, and look, he's got teeth. Look at him on the left-hand side, Jamie, the mouth. He's just chewing away.
He looks like a dick.
He's trying to blow you from the inside.
You ever hear that old Chinese torture where they get you hard, they hammer a glass spike into your dong, and then they break it. So then you piss shattered glass.
That's a Chinese torture?
That's what I heard.
How do they get you hard?
There's ways, you bring a
Tickle your
lady
balls.
in or a small boy. You do what you got to do.
Or a pile of money?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So who are you voting for? No, I'm just kidding. I'm joking.
Yeah,
Boy,
hilarious.
what a whirlwind you're in, huh?
Strange. Strange to watch it take place because it's so obvious what it is. It's
I know.
They're using me to make him look bad that he supports me or that he used my endorsement.
Right.
I had no idea they were going to do that either. The Bernie Sanders people and all I said is I'm probably going to vote for him. I said I like Tulsi Gabbard. I really love her. I love him. I love Andrew Yang. Those are the people that I think like.
Yang.
Look, here's a really important point. I'm a fucking moron. If you're basing who you're going to vote for on president, for president based on like what I like.
I know.
I'm not that balls deep into this stuff.
Yeah.
It's not. It's not. I'm not the guy.
Very strange, and this is a little out of left field, but how much of this is based on your look? If you weren't a muscular, bald-headed white guy, I don't know if this would be. I bet this would be a different game.
Well, it's easy to paint me as a douchebag,
right?
And also, what's really funny is the thing that I said in the video was exactly what they did. I said, if you just take the worst aspects of someone, take out everything else, magnify it,
right,
and you could paint them out to be a real piece of shit.
Of course, I have 10 texts today.
But what I said is that it's hard to do that with Bernie because he's a really consistent guy.
He's the real deal. He was out in the front lines in the 60s with the civil rights.
Right, getting chained to people and getting arrested. Yeah,
right.
He was. That doesn't mean he's going to be a great president.
No, of course not.
I don't know what's required to be a president. I really don't. And I don't understand what's required to make sure the economy functions correctly. And also, I don't understand what's required to make the military function correctly.
No.
It's just guesswork. I mean, maybe we're better off with Trump. Maybe we're better off with someone else. I don't know. But what was fascinating to me was that these people, like fucking CNN, printed something saying that I was homophobic and transphobic. And there's a clip that they're using that's completely out of context. That the only, look, as far as trans people, some trans people listening to this, I got nothing but love for you, for everybody. And in fact, Eddie Izzard is one of my all-time favorite guests.
Oh, I love Izzard.
And he's one of the most inspirational and brilliant people I've ever met. I love that guy. And he's probably one of the most public trans people and the first most public celebrities to go trans. I don't care.
Nobody cares.
This had to do with fighting. This had to do with a man.
That's
This was
what it
what I
is.
was saying, and the video that they're using was me saying, "You're a fucking man." Definitely shouldn't use those words, but this is why I was upset. There was a guy. This person was a man for 30 years, transitioned to become a woman for 2 years, and then started fighting women in MMA and didn't tell them that she used to be a man. And was smashing girls. She literally broke this girl's skull, like broke her face, and was kind of bragging about it. Like she was hyping up her MMA career, right?
Yeah.
And then people found out that she was a trans woman and she used to be a man. And she said that she didn't have to disclose that because it was a medical procedure and it had nothing to do, it wasn't their business.
Very shady.
I was like, bullshit. And now here's the thing. If she disclosed it and everyone knew, I'm 100% in favor of it. If you want to do that, if you're a woman and it's your choice to fight a trans woman and see how you do, and in fact, a woman who eventually went and fought in the UFC, a girl named Ashley Evans Smith, who's a really good fighter, like, UFC caliber fighter, unlike this other woman who was the trans woman. That trans woman was just really strong. She wasn't the same caliber as a world-class martial artist. Ashley Evans Smith actually wound up beating her.
Oh, yeah?
Yes.
Oh,
and then she fought in the UFC afterwards.
Can we see a photo of this gal?
It's not.
Oh,
listen,
I just want to know, does it look like a dude?
A little.
They couldn't tell?
A masculine woman.
Okay.
You know? Well,
right.
when he was a dude, he looked like a guy.
Right.
Like a bro.
Yeah.
And then when he became a woman, he looked, like definitely you could say he was a woman.
A dude lady.
But I was like, get the fuck out of here. You're a fucking man. And so
Right.
they taken that, like, he's so transphobic. Like, I'm not. Listen,
yeah, you just don't want people to get hurt.
This has only to do with athletics. That's it. In terms of your gender identity and who you are and what you want to do, I don't care. And specifically my wheelhouse, which is fighting. There is a gigantic physical advantage that men have in that particular sport.
Well, we all know that when a guy hits a girl in the street, there's a different vibe than when a girl hits a guy.
That's the problem. Is that's what the fights looked like. The fights looked like a guy hitting a girl.
Damn.
And he's, also fighting people that aren't that skilled. It's a low-level MMA promotion. Mm-hmm. And then when it came out, there was all this outrage. But what was really fascinating was how many people were mad at me, but didn't have an equal amount of. They weren't equally upset that this woman was deceptive.
Well, you can't
about the fact that she was trans. It's bad for the cause. If you're
Right,
really
right.
in support of transgender people, it's very bad for the cause. If you have a transgender woman that doesn't disclose she's transgender and is beating the fuck out of biological women. And here's one of the big problems with it. Ultimately, the ones who get fucked over are biological women. In this whole race to be woke, and including transgender women in female sports, biological women are the ones getting fucked over.
Right.
When these trans women are winning world records and becoming world champions, and it's where the rubber meets the road between pragmatic, objective people that are analyzing all the facts and people who want to stick with a woke ideology and they don't want to hear it on the other side. So this is the big one that people are calling me out on.
Right.
The other one is like the homophobia one is like, come on, man. Look, I have nothing but love for gay people. Nothing but love. I love gay people, but I make fun of them. I make fun of me. I make fun of my mom. I'll make fun of you when you're here. I'll make fun of you when you leave.
Sure.
Doesn't mean I don't love them.
Right.
Like I was saying before, one of my most popular memes online is in support of gay marriage. And it says, if you hate gay marriage, it's because of one of two reasons. Either you're dumb or you're secretly worried that dicks are delicious. And that has been shared fucking millions of times. In fact, I had a gay strongman in here.
I saw that.
Yeah, and he was the world's strongest gay. And he was talking about, Rob Kearney was talking about how hilarious he thought that was. And he had seen that. It's one of the first exposures that he had to me.
Yeah. Well, they're just looking for shit to pin to you. That's all.
It's to marginalize him. And it's also people that don't want anyone who's not woke to represent anything on the left.
Yeah.
If you're going to be on the left, there's a lot of people. Well, first of all, I should say this before I say anything about the blowback. The positive side, like the support that I've gotten from people because of it has been overwhelming and really heartwarming from so many, from great comics and scientists and people that I've had on the podcast. Psychology Today wrote an article about how the media is gaslighting you on me.
Yeah.
Like they're trying to paint this guy out to be this monster. Like, have I said stupid shit? 100%. I've done 1,400 plus podcasts, a lot of them high. Like a giant percentage of it. I said a bunch of stupid shit. I couldn't even believe why I was saying it. I'd like to say inappropriate words. I do it all the time.
Same.
Why? Because it's fun.
Yes.
Because we're comics.
But it might hurt some people. Yeah, but some people like it.
I like saying words you're not supposed to say sometimes. But it doesn't mean I'm homophobic or racist or sexist or misogynistic or transphobic. These things aren't true. I love everybody. Like, literally, if you're a nice person, I will love you.
Yeah.
I'm cool with everybody.
The weird thing is they want it to be true. Why? It's not even about the justice or helping people. It's about nailing a guy down. It feels more like vindictive and we want to hurt you than it does, let's save the world. It's more like, if you go, I'm actually not, they go, whatever.
Well, there's a couple things going on. One, this podcast has gotten way too big, and it actually can influence elections.
Oh.
That's real.
Do you like that? That's
no,
terrifying.
It's not good. I don't think I want to have anything to do with politics after this.
Same. I'm sorry I asked the question.
No, but I'd rather talk to you.
Okay.
I'd rather talk to someone like you than ever talk about this shit and have politicians on and
I've never voted.
not know whether or not they're full of shit or not. Congratulations.
I don't know anything about politics. I don't follow it. People are obsessed. It's taken over too much time in your day. It burns too many calories. People get so passionate about it. It's all changing and it's all silly.
I would love if they revamped the system and made it so there was like a council of really smart people who get to decide on things.
Think tank.
Yes.
Get the smartest people in here, not the
Exactly.
most likable.
And give them at least a microdose of mushrooms before they make their decisions.
I mean, Obama hated gay marriage, but we all like him.
I don't think he hated gay marriage.
Or he was against it.
He was doing that for political reasons because he was trying to attract a certain amount of people that were on the right. And it's a ploy, right? They have to play their hands carefully. They're playing chess.
What's
they
the
give
difference,
up a pawn.
though? He could have swayed the elect. I mean, he was in charge of shit, so he could make policies.
Well, Hillary Clinton didn't believe in gay marriage till 2013.
There you go.
Yeah, but that's
weird.
But it's not real. It's they're in their world.
That's what it is.
The world of politics. They're giving up a pawn. They're making a concession.
Right. Exactly.
And so what this is take me down to make Bernie look bad because Bernie dared to post one of my videos. In the meantime, Bernie has surged to number 1 in the polls.
Oh, is that right?
Yes. He's number 1 in the polls and number 1 for the first time in the betting polls.
Aha.
So it's like, look, I don't know if it's good or bad.
Well, it's like Chappelle. Everybody hates Chappelle. He's the transphobic guy of the year, whatever. He's won the Grammy 3 years in a row for Best Comedy Album, and he just won the Mark Twain Award. So it's like we talk a big game and we complain and bitch and moan, but I think the real shit's out there.
Well, even more telling, when Rotten Tomatoes only let 5 woke critics judge his special, he had a 0% on Rotten Tomatoes. Then when they let the general public do it, it jumped up to 99%, which is fucking unheard of.
I know, and why does anybody go, this is weird, right? I mean, we do it, but, you know, the people with the big voices and the loudest people are all going, oh, well, what are you going to do? They never chime in on that shit.
Well, but right now, you are one of the loudest people.
Oh,
right now.
shit.
And here's the other thing.
That's
those
terrifying.
people that are the other loudest people out there are all being employed by giant companies.
Is that what it
now,
is?
if you're a part of a giant media company, we don't even have to say any names. You have to make arrangements with political parties and candidates. They will give you access to candidates, but in exchange, they would like you to run certain stories. They would like you to cover things. They would like you to not cover other things. I mean, you're seeing this anti-Bernie Sanders push across the board. Hillary Clinton just came out and said that she thinks nobody likes him.
I saw that.
She said that. Why would you say that? The guy campaigned for you.
What are you, an 8-year-old?
Well,
Nobody likes him.
Exactly. And she said that he's a career politician. Like,
what does that mean?
Were you involved in industry before this? Like, did
good
you
point.
manufacture televisions? Like, what did you do before?
Right.
What, you were a lawyer for a little bit. Okay. Aren't you a career politician? And your husband's clearly a career politician. Like, this is a crazy thing to say. And then, there's like a lot of people that are in support of Elizabeth Warren that were trying to push the narrative that Bernie Sanders is sexist. This helps that narrative.
Come on.
Because Elizabeth Warren was saying that. She said that he had said to her that a woman could never be president. Did you ever see that exchange where the two of them were on CNN?
I heard about it. I try not to watch anything.
Good for you. But so this is what it's been for me, just to watch all this play out. But
this is the first time I've seen you rattled, by the way. You're usually cool as a cucumber. You look a little verklempt.
I just want to make sure that I say it the way I think it.
All right, get it out.
That's why if I look rattled. But the
okay
positive thing, thank you. The positive thing has been the outpouring of support by so many people. It's been overwhelming. Like, and then the support to negatives, the ratio is incredible. So it's awesome.
Well, the good news is everyone who knows you likes you. All the people who are saying shit have probably never met you or don't even listen to the pod.
But this is even listening to the podcast, you don't know me that well, but this is a part of the problem with human beings communicating through social media. Social media is the worst way, like Twitter or something like that, is the worst way to either know someone, express a feeling, or show any compassion. And this is one of the reasons why cancel culture is so ripe.
Right.
Because this is the best way to cancel somebody, through a tweet. Fuck you. Look at how many comics did that with Louis.
Yeah.
After the Louis C.K. thing went down, there was a bunch of comics that were like, now's my chance.
Right.
I'm going to move up the ladder. And Tim Dillon posted this awesome Instagram post about that, like recognizing that. Like, I see what this is. A lot of these people that are virtue signaling are these insanely mediocre, untalented comedians.
It tends to be. You don't see Michelle Wolf or Michael Che and all this shit.
Exactly. Especially when the the leaked audio came out. People are like, he's leaning into it. He's alt-right now. Like, listen,
That hurt my
Louis
feelings.
C.K. has always said the most inappropriate shit that's funny.
I know.
Go back and you guys aren't even fans.
Well, when you tweet, the remorse is much smaller. Like canceling a guy through the computer, you're not going to feel as much guilt and shame and meanness.
You don't feel
it's
anything.
through a keyboard.
You don't feel anything. I'm hoping that social media will evolve to something that people that will somehow or another allow people to be more compassionate to each other, or maybe we'll just understand how to use it better and understand the consequence. Maybe when everybody gets canceled,
Right.
Everybody,
right. Well, it's like you can't drink and drive, but you can drink and tweet.
Yes.
Which is almost it's career suicide instead of auto.
Well, you know the
manslaughter.
Justine Sacco story? Do you know
No,
who she
is that the AIDS chick?
Yes,
yeah,
yes, that lady.
that's amazing.
She was on her way to Africa. She was, I think she took an Ambien and she was drinking.
Yeah.
And she's like, going to Africa, hope I don't get AIDS.
Right.
Just kidding, I'm white, LOL.
That's a good tweet.
It's a good it's a joke, a Mark Norman joke in a lot of ways.
Thank you.
It is in a lot of ways, right? It's kind of like something that you would say as a joke.
I don't know if I'd go with the white angle, but I
Right.
like it.
What would you say instead of white?
Because white people do get AIDS, so it
They
doesn't really
definitely do.
make sense logically.
Right, but when you're on Ambien and you're fucking liquored up,
Oh, Ambien, man.
you only have a couple minutes before the flight takes off, or you lose cellular.
yeah, you misspell a few things. You're like, fuck, I can't go back.
I know when you try to get, it's fucking hectic when you try to get a tweet off
I
on
know.
the runway.
I know. It's true. And then you the whole flight, you're waiting. You don't buy the Wi-Fi.
Headed to Cincinnati, buy tickets at marknorman.com.
Right.
Fuck, I didn't spell Norman right.
Right. I misspelled my own name. Twitter, the whole world would change if Twitter gave you like 10 seconds of edit time.
Yeah.
Then we could change the whole world. Roseanne would be on the air.
Yeah. Well, at the end of the day, with all this shit, it's my feelings about all this are it's interesting to see. It's interesting to see the hate brigade come my way, and it's interesting. It's very heartwarming to see support.
Yes.
But it's also at the end of the day, I've got a giant body of work. Like you can only lie so much about what I am and what I've done. When people watch the Elon Musk interview, they're not like, look at all the homophobia.
Right.
He hates women in that interview.
Yeah.
It's like nonsense. Like, have I made inappropriate jokes? Yeah, for sure. I'm a comedian. When you, and especially if you're drinking and you're smoking pot, you're swinging. Right? You know how it is when we're doing this.
Of course.
Pitches are coming your way. A lot of them are high. You're like, I'm going in.
Yeah.
Woo! And you don't hit the ball, and you're like,
Last time I was here, I made 8 jokes about fucking kids. It's funny because it's so extreme. Like
Exactly.
a racist joke. It's funny because racism is stupid. These people, they're grasping at straws. They got nothing.
It's not real racism. It's a joke.
Yeah, not
There's
hiring a
difference.
guy because
Yes.
he's brown is racism.
Exactly.
But, yeah, come on. What are we doing?
Exactly.
And they just know that the word racism is going to get some eyeballs. It's going to get some shit stirring up.
Well, that was the crazy thing about the CNN articles. Like, they put in all the isms.
Right.
All the isms and all the obias and like
blew their wad on that
they're not
one.
applicable. A history of these things, there's a history of these things. Well, there might be a history of jokes,
Right.
But there's no history of actual homophobia, actual transphobia, other than me calling that guy a man who beat the fuck out of women. But I don't understand why people weren't upset that woman who used to be a guy was doing that.
Yeah, it's a little harsh. I mean, her head got cracked open.
Literally,
You're worried about women.
No one cared about that woman. Nobody wanted to interview that woman and say, "Hey, are you okay?"
Well, that's how deep
what does
in
it
this
feel
shit.
like?
That's how deep in we are. It's. I'd rather have her head split than me get canceled.
And again, I'm 100% for anyone who knows that that's a transgender woman fighting that woman.
Consensual.
Yes, and here's a perfect example of it. The former UFC featherweight champion her name's Germaine Durandamy, and she's a fucking assassin.
Yeah.
She's a beast. She's a 10-time world Muay Thai champion. I mean, just one of the most technical fighters in the sport. She's super badass. She fought a man and fucked him up.
Is that right?
You can watch it online. She KO'd him.
Wow.
She KO'd a man with a right hand. She's a fucking killer, man.
Was he a fighter guy?
He knew how to fight. He was swinging.
Oh, that guy's got to hate himself.
She knew better.
Yeah.
Like, she's a world champion. I mean, she's
Sure.
But look, if she wanted to do that and he wanted to do that,
Yeah.
I'm fine. But if he pretended he was a girl and he went in and
Right.
tried to fuck her up, then I'd be like, "You're an asshole." That's what this is. It's just about deception. I'm not against trans people. I think when you're talking about trans athletics, when Martina Navratilova, who is outspoken lesbian who is one of the greatest tennis players of world class tennis players, world champion, one of the greatest of all time.
She the hot one?
She comes out, no.
Okay.
When she comes out, and she did, coming out against trans athletes, competing with women, the outpouring of hate that came her way. Yes. People are calling her transphobic and this and that. Look, this hasn't been settled.
Right.
If you look at the actual facts, the number of world records, the number of champions, the number of people that are now trans, it's getting weird. And so what is it, the International Olympic Weightlifting Federation, one of those fucking, the powerlifting federation, whatever judges that, they recently came out and said we're no longer allowing transgender women.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because they're breaking all the world records.
Oh, but are they in trouble now?
I think it's justified. I think that's one of the ones where people are like, well, yeah, you're winning by 200 pounds.
Ah, yes.
You know, it's like you're taking people and they lose some of their strength when they go through the transition. They lose some of their strength when they go through estrogen therapy. But there's a lot going on there. There's tendon strength. There's the size of the bones, the hand strength, the size of the hands. There's the shape of the hips, the shape of the shoulders. There's more. You can generate more power. There's also a lifetime of having testosterone running through your body. It's almost like a woman who's taking steroids her whole life and then quits when she's 30.
Right.
She's still going to have giant advantages.
Sure, but how come you don't see it the other way, do you? You don't see
it the other way.
Man or the woman becoming a man and then entering a man category.
Imagine a woman who transitions to becoming a man and then fighting in MMA.
Right.
Good luck.
Good luck on Nate Diaz, you know?
Yeah. Well, there's a woman who was a woman and then transitioned to a man who is now a boxer who is a spokesperson for, I want to say Everlast or like Adidas, like a big company, now has this transgender female to male boxer, which again, I'm all in. Look, I don't even think you have to say anything if that's the case. There it is. World's first transgender professional boxer is now the face of Everlast. Yeah.
Ah.
Now, how many fights does this person have?
Wait, this was a woman?
Was a woman.
Okay.
But here's another problem with this. Ready? In order to transition, you have to take testosterone.
Ooh, so now you're taking
supplements.
supplements.
As a woman, Manuel was a USA national amateur boxing champion, was invited to compete in the 2012 Olympic trials. However, a shoulder injury during Olympic qualifying changed everything. So how many fights?
Manuel.
Scroll back.
Confusing to have man in the name.
Manuel was recovering from the injury. He decided, you can say he back then. See, they're saying he a lot. Okay, so you say he.
So much work.
Because he was already a he. When he was recovering from the injury, but that's when he was a girl. But let's keep using the same name. When Manuel was recovering from the injury, he decided to transition from female to male. It proved to be the toughest fight of his life. He was shunned. Has he had any fights as a male? Scroll up there. Battle it all against all odds, went his way back to sport, become the first person to compete in a professional boxing match as a transgender fighter. On December 8th, 2018, Manuel climbed to the ring against Hugo Aguilar at a Fantasy Spring Resort Casino in Indio, California, and came out a winner. There you go. 6-year journey proved out to be worth the wait.
There
Excellent.
You go.
Congratulations to Manuel. Look, I'm all for that too.
Yeah.
And my take on that is there's only one issue.
Uh-oh.
That issue is Manuel to transition has to take testosterone. So how much testosterone and who's monitoring it and how often are the tests? Because especially some women, particularly African-American women, have dense bones. They have really good bone density. Yeah, oftentimes rivaling European males.
Maybe we should segregate racially.
LOL.
Well, they're just too good.
Yeah. I don't know about that.
Black people are so good at sports.
Well, Canelo Alvarez, one of the best boxers in the world. Pretty redhead, you know.
Oh, he's good.
Fucking awesome.
Yeah, he's really
Gennady
good.
Golovkin, pretty fucking awesome.
All right.
Russian.
What was that? The white Mike Tyson guy. He had something.
Who's that? Who's the white
Remember?
Mike Tyson?
Oh, he was big. Tommy Gunn.
Oh no, Tommy Morrison.
Wasn't he good?
Yeah, he was good. Yeah, he's a good
All
fighter.
right.
Yeah, good fighter. But he got fucked up by a lot of other, like Ray Mercer. Did you ever see the Ray Mercer knockout? worst knockout in the history of the heavyweight division, I think.
Oh, wow.
Because he got caught in the ropes.
Oh!
He got caught in the ropes, and Ray Mercer, who was an Olympic gold medalist and a murderous puncher,
went to
just
town.
fucking smashing him.
That's
Just
brutal.
his head. No protection at all. He's not putting his hands up, and he's trapped. So it's just bang, bang, bang,
I can't watch
bang.
that.
And he was never the same again. But he did go on to beat George Foreman by decision, beat Donovan Razor Ruddock by stoppage, a guy who went the distance with Mike Tyson.
There you go.
Tommy Gunn was a good fighter.
Oh, yeah. Well, that's one for Whitey.
One for Whitey.
But that's it. Just one.
There's a few.
We had Marciano. What was it? Rocky. What's his face?
Rocky Marciano.
Yeah, and LaMotta was pretty good. He beat Sugar Ray a few times.
Yeah, well, Vasily Lomachenko is probably one of the best pound-for-pound fighters on the planet Earth today, and he's another one who's Russian, but Russians are different
Yeah,
kind
they're
of white people.
They're like Whitey 2.0.
Yeah, they're Whitey 2.0. That's a good way. They're just fucking hard people, man. They're tough folks.
Which shows you it's not really about the skin; it's about your environment.
That's a lot of it. In the genes.
Sure,
I mean,
genes, yeah.
There's certain people there's body styles, right? There's endomorph, ectomorph, and mesomorph. And, there's certain people that have advantages, based on the amount of fast twitch muscle fibers, the size of their fists, different sports. There's different sort of benefits to different body types in different sports.
Yeah.
But, with
Asians ping pong.
I think it's just really popular over there, right?
Oh, no, they're great. I think it's Chinese, but I don't want to get in trouble. But they're
I
good.
think it's because it's really popular, right?
Maybe. I don't know
You
if
think
there
they
is
have a physical advantage?
I don't know. They just seem to have a knack for that pong.
They have a lot of killer pool players over there, man.
Really?
God
Well, that's all
damn.
metrics. It's all physics, and they're
It's
smart
also
people.
very popular. It's very popular over there. Pool is it's huge in the Philippines.
Really?
Oh my God, gigantic! Some of the greatest players of all time come from the Philippines.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, there's a guy named Efrain Reyes. I got a signed photograph of him out there on the wall.
And there was
by the pool table.
The hot Asian lady with the black hair, long black hair.
Oh yeah, Jeanette Lee, the Black Widow.
Oh man, she
Yes.
was great.
She's a beast.
You ever watch those
Killer
trick
pool
shots?
player.
They're
Oh, yeah.
unbelievable.
Yeah.
I could do 3 days on YouTube with those trick shots.
Oh, dude, I wind down at the end of the night every night watching pool on
Really?
YouTube. Yeah.
Oh, look at that.
Well, because it used to be hard to find pool matches on television.
Right.
It's hard. ESPN doesn't have them, and it's like it's like I'd set it in my DVR, look for billiards.
Uh-huh.
But, because I used to play a lot, like all day long when I lived in New York. I played tournaments. I was more obsessed with pool than I was with almost anything.
Really?
Yeah. I was like, if there was money in professional pool, I probably would have quit doing stand-up.
What?
Yes.
Would you ever get into like a pool grift, like a bar brouhaha?
Like get hustled?
Yeah, and then you like snap the stick and go, "Come on, motherfucker, come at me."
Most that's nonsense.
I don't
From
know.
the color of money.
Artie Lang's got some stories out in Newark.
Well, he's hanging out with dirtbags. I mean, I've had like guys yell at me and stuff like that, but not because I was beating them or I was never that good.
Did you
like
ever-
I went to real pool halls. Like, there's a place called West End Billiards
I know
in New
West End
Jersey.
Billiards. Yeah,
it
I've
doesn't
seen
exist
it.
anymore.
I've seen it, and there's
closed.
also Amsterdam.
I go to Amsterdam every time I'm in New York. Yeah.
All right.
I play with professionals. Like I used to play a lot of tournaments with professionals.
But there was never any you never had the guy with pretending like he had a gimp.
No.
None of that. That's all movies.
No. I mean, I had guys try to hustle me. One of my best friends, my friend Johnny B. I met him because he tried to hustle me. But I could just tell. I knew I wasn't very good. I was just starting out. I was just playing, and he was really good. And he's like, "Come on, let's play a game. I'll give you a spot." I'm like, "Get the fuck out of here!" And he's like, "Oh, you're too smart. I'm trying to trick you."
Dollar ball.
We became buddies. But yeah, I was never good enough to hustle, and I was never good enough to beat the really good players. But I was obsessed with it.
Yeah.
What was my point? Oh, so every night when I wind down, the way I wind down, I like to watch pool.
All right.
Because it's even when it's crazy, it's like not that crazy.
Right. It's a good
know?
winder because if you watch like street fights, you're all keyed up.
Oh,
you
I
know?
can't watch those.
Oh.
You know what I hate most than anything in street fights is when the dudes' heads bounce off the concrete.
Ah, brutal. Brutal.
There's this Puerto Rican dude and this other guy, and the guy doesn't know how to fight, and the Puerto Rican dude does. And you could see they're standing in front of each other in the street, and he just crack, and the guy goes, "Durr," and you see him like sideways, his head bounces up, and his girlfriend goes, "Get in the car, puppy," and he jumps in the car and takes off.
Oh my God!
Yeah,
See, they think it's a movie, and then the real life kicks in.
Some people they're just fronting, and they think
Right.
they're gonna get away with it, and then the other guy is actually a boxer.
Right.
And that was the case here. That guy, he threw an educated punch. Like he knew what he was doing, and he caught that guy right in the jaw, and he went out, and his head did the bounce. There's a fucking this thing.
that kills me.
Oh, it's like
You could
kills
die.
people all the time, man.
I mean, dude, I grew up in Louisiana, and these like corn-fed white guys with polo shirts and Doc Martens and short blue shorts with the woven belt, they would get into these brawls, these big white motherfuckers, and they would just like kick them in the face when they're down, like a soccer kick. Like you'd just be outside the bar. Like I just watched a guy get his jaw broken on a Friday night at 1 a.m, and he just go back in the bar. I mean, it was horrific. Horrific. They slamming people in the cars and kneeing them in the face.
Man. How many people have died in bar fights?
I know.
Fucking terrible.
Yeah, then the jaw gets wired. You see the guy the next week has got that neck brace, you know?
Dude.
Brutal.
Yeah.
All for what? Because somebody bumped into you?
Exactly.
You spilled your beer?
Well, just people looking for fights, and then they get a little bit of booze in them, and they're mad because their girlfriend's fucking some new guy, and
guess
like,
so.
God damn it, fucking bitch. Urgh.
I don't have that in me. I don't have that anger. Like
Congratulations.
I'm not bragging. I like to booze it up. I like to smash some gash and have a good time and do some shrooms and eat a lady out. But I can't imagine wanting to kick a guy in the face while he's on the ground.
No.
Is
it's
that
not good.
That's a rage. Maybe he was beaten, or he's deeply closeted, or something's going on there.
Well, it's like some men grow up getting their asses kicked.
I guess
and
so.
You grow up getting abused. It's one of the things that I would notice in high school. The kids that would want to fight all the time, they were getting abused at home. There's a lot of that.
Right,
you know?
and they don't have as much guilt about it. They'll just smash your face.
Exactly.
I would be like, oh shit, I'm sorry.
So someone's been doing that to them, whether it's their older brother or
Right.
they're getting bullied, and so they bully people back. You know that old expression, hurt people. You know?
Yeah.
And that's, when people like to hurt people. That was the thing that I hated the most about fighting, was when I would knock someone out.
Yes.
It would weird me out.
I get it, man.
I would try to celebrate. I would try to and then after a while, I started not celebrating. I would just walk away.
Yeah.
I'd be like, that's actually probably a better move anyway.
It looks cooler.
Because I would just smash somebody, I would kick them, and then they would go down. I'm like, that dude's not getting up. I'm just going to walk away like this always happens. And then after a while, it kind of always happened.
Yeah, like in MMA when they just knock the guy down and they walk away. They don't even cheap hammer fisting.
Well, it's a thing. It's like when guys do that, they're letting you know, like, I know that this is the end.
Yeah,
I don't have to follow this up.
Right.
But there's a feeling that you get when you hit someone and you see their eyes roll back, like
Ooh.
But some guys are so savage they don't give a fuck.
No.
Even after the guy's like the most famous one to me was Dan Henderson knocked out Michael Bisping. It was so clear that he was out, and Dan Henderson flew through the air and smashed him with a punch on the way down. Then he made that silhouette his logo. So Google
That's
Dan
hilarious.
Henderson's logo, because it's one of. Look, they had like this epic shit talking session. And then actually Michael Bisping went on to beat Dan Henderson in a rematch, which was huge for the title.
I like when they have a shit talking because I feel weird when they tap gloves and then try to murder each other.
Look at that, Believe. That is him. See, look at that. That literally
stinks.
is his silhouette when he was, I mean, you can't, it's hard to say it's a cheap shot because
He
the
knocked him
reality
out.
is he knocked him. Well, he knew the guy was out, but you're kind of supposed to keep punching until the referee pulls you off, and the referee wasn't in the right place to pull him off.
Damn.
But that's kind of crazy that that's his logo.
Of
But
course.
Dan Henderson is a fucking savage.
Yikes.
He's the last person you want to piss off.
Yeah, that's too much. That'd be like Cosby having a logo of a lady sleeping.
Look at that. Not sure why Michael Bisping doesn't like my logo. He isn't even in it.
Oh, this guy's harsh.
Savage.
Damn.
Hey, he's a fucking world champion. That's the kind of
guess so.
mentality that you have to be the kind. I mean, I think he was a 2-division champion in Pride. I think he won I know he did. He won the 85-pound title and the 205-pound title. Monster.
Yikes.
One of the greats.
And he was a woman.
No.
Nah, I'm just kidding.
He is now, though. No.
The whole thing is kooky.
He's a they. He's a they now. He's not a woman.
Okay, perfect. I like a they. That's easy.
They bees.
Isn't it weird now that like the nicest thing you can say about a person is I don't agree with everything they say, but I still like them. It's like I hate that we have to do that now. That's so
Right.
narcissistic. I disagree with some of the things. I got to let everybody know that.
Yeah.
I hate that. Can't you just like a guy?
I wonder if if you could track narcissism on a chart, I wonder if it's ramped up because of social
Whoa,
media.
are you kidding? Of
Like,
course.
what do you mean? But right, it is like something that you feed, right?
I mean-
and it is a psychological condition that you also probably can treat. Like, if
I don't know.
Say if
I
you
think
have
we're too far
narcissism.
in.
Yeah, but if you have narcissism and you get humbled by life, you take some L's in your life, and
which you need.
You need. Everybody does. And you also, maybe you grow older and wiser and you realize this is stupid to be making duck faces with a selfie stick. And you know that? You ever seen this image? There's a fucking photo. It's one of my favorite photos, a candid photo. There's a girl on a lounge chair with her ass up in the air, and she's holding a selfie stick, and a guy is taking a picture of her taking this picture of how fucking ridiculous it is. She's literally got her ass straight up in the air, and she's got this selfie stick, so she's doing this, and she's on a lounge chair by the side of the pool.
And he caught it.
And I think like the caption's like 2019 be like.
It's true. I mean, back in the day, to get on TV, you'd have to earn it.
There it is. Look.
Oh, that's classic. That is classic.
Still loving our generation. That's what it is. Come on. Okay, it's Barstool Sports has it up. Like, look at that. That is so crazy.
I bet she nailed that photo, though. Look at all the work she put in.
Dude, the dicks that must have come into her DM like a sleepy river filled with lumber. Just rolling towards her DM.
A logging camp. Yeah.
Just a fucking a lumber boat overturned.
Well, like in the 80s or 90s, to get on a camera, you had to walk by like a TV store. I remember you'd be like, oh shit, I'm on it. You remember it would look out at you? And that was like a big deal. But now it's just in your pocket.
Right.
Now it's so easy. Then you can put out into the world, and anybody can be on YouTube. Anybody can have an Instagram.
Yeah.
And your whole life. And people just storying everything now. It's like, it's too easy. It's me. Your voice is counted. It sucks.
Yeah. That's the thing, too. Opinions are counted from the time you're 12 on.
Right.
Your opinion, if you have a 12-year-old moron and he writes a tweet, it looks just like a scholar.
Exactly.
It's got the same font. The words are spelled. There's autocorrect, so it corrects the words.
Right.
Like, you fucking idiot. That could be from a 12-year-old, or it could be from a 50-year-old guy who works at Stanford.
Right. And it's written, so you just kind of buy it. You know? You go, this is this guy's thoughts.
Yes.
I know. It's terrifying, man.
Well, it's also interesting. Louis C.K. had a funny thought on this that really resonated. He was like, it's when people say things on Twitter, it's just talk, but it's written down. So everyone's like, look what he said. Like, people say crazy shit all the time.
Of course.
And we're used to saying, like, fuck that guy.
Yeah.
But you should write, fuck that guy on Twitter. Look, he said, fuck that guy.
Yeah, it's written. It's official.
It's written. Yeah. It's like, people have said things about people since the beginning of time, and they go, why'd you say that about me? Man, I'm sorry, dude. I was fucking drunk, and I was mad. My girlfriend broke up with me. That kind of shit, and people get over it. But if it's written, and then people retweet, oh, yeah, remember when he said this about you?
Exactly.
Oh, he tried to delete it, but I got a photo of it.
I mean, how many times you talk shit about a comic, and then you walk in the green room, and he's sitting there, and you're like, oh, hey, what's up, buddy?
Hi, fella.
Thank God you were just talking. But it wasn't written. Now it's not official. Now it's not on paper.
Well, it's, look, most of us deserve to have some shit said about us every now and again.
Yeah. But the loudest people are the ones who have a lot of shit, and they yell at you before you find their shit.
Oh, that's what's always really fun to find out, right?
Every green room I go to, there's all this shit on Twitter. Then I go in the green room and I go, we don't agree with that, right? And they go, no, come on, it's crazy. Yeah. Then you go back to your bullshit life. I know a guy who's like an animal activist. He kicks his dog.
No.
Yeah, and it's like, I go to his apartment, he's kicking his dog, like, hey, get out of there. And he kicks it in the ribs. You're like, you're the animal guy.
He kicked it hard?
I mean, you get a yelp, you get like a,
oh, Jesus.
And you're like, what? You're the activist dude. You're PETA, bitch.
Dick.
I know, but the online, we all are fucked. We are all selfish. We're all shitty. We're all cunts. We're all cowards. Deep down, we have all that. But on Twitter, you can be a superhero.
Yeah, well, we're all primates. We've all got some weird monkey energy inside of us, and sometimes it comes out wrong, especially because you're different all the time.
Right.
You're different depending upon the kind of stress you're under, whether or not you've had sleep, whether or not you just got fired.
Right.
So many variables that people don't want to take into consideration.
Yeah, and you want to look good. You want to look cool. It's like makeup. Mm-hmm. Twitter is makeup.
Dude, Twitter is makeup. You're right.
J-Mo, T-shirt.
Bro, you're right. You just nailed it.
Thank you.
It is like that. It's like you're pretending that you're something that you're not. You're dressing it up.
And some people go so far as Twitter for them is plastic surgery, where they're just giving in and they're like, I'm hooked on this.
Right. Well, I don't know if you know this, but a lot of ladies, they take the Photoshop to the photos, and they like make their butt bigger and their waist smaller and their legs thinner.
Right.
So my wife will go out with her friends, and one of her friends is basically a magician. She'll take a photo and she'll start fucking with things and make girls' heads bigger, make another girl bigger arms, make them insecure, and make her waist smaller. They do weird shit.
Yeah.
And they do like little subtle things, like make this bitch's nose a little bigger, make her fucking ears a little bigger.
Damn.
Yeah, they do weird shit to each other.
Whoa.
And then they call each other. You got to take that picture down. I don't like the way my nose looks. Oh, I'll fix it. I'll fix your nose.
Right.
And so they'll change your nose and put it back up. Like it's cartoony.
It's
like
funny.
you're doing cartoons. You're making cartoons.
Right.
That's not even a person anymore.
It's funny because like a lot of guys, you know, we're shallow and material. We like what do you call it? Visual. We're very visual, and women always say, "Oh, men are so pig. They're pigs. All they care about is tits." And it's like, no, you care too. Don't act like it's just us.
Right.
You want you have 18 filters on your face because
Right.
you want to look good. It's
Right.
not just us. You're shallow as well.
Well, I had a bit that I did in my last special about watching Fox News and about how Bill O'Reilly was sitting right next to Megyn Kelly. And I go, and they're right next to each other, so I assume they're in the same climate. But Bill O'Reilly was dressed like it was chilly out.
Right.
He had a shirt and a jacket and a tie. I go, but Megyn Kelly was wearing something that was best to be described as a vagina curtain. And it wasn't a good curtain either. I go, it was like one of those curtains that sits over grandma's kitchen sink. It's kind of fluttering in the breeze.
Right,
you could always
right.
see the yard.
Yeah.
And I'm like, her vagina's right there. And it's cut low, so you can see some of her tits.
Right.
Like you see, it doesn't have any sleeves on. Like there's so much skin.
Yeah.
But if a man wore a sleeveless skirt to an office, he would be fired.
Well, we're gross
But
too.
is that sexism? What is that?
Probably. I mean, by definition, it is, but we don't give a shit. It's like if a girl has a ton of cleavage and you go, wow, it's a lot of cleavage. I go, whoa, easy, creep. You're like, you have the cleavage.
Right.
I'm the weirdo for calling it out.
You're showing it everywhere.
Yeah,
Like
but-
if a guy has yoga pants on and a giant hog like a kielbasa in his pants.
Yeah.
Are you allowed to say anything to him?
You go, hey, you got to go home and change.
What if you're straight and he's straight and you go, bro, nice dick?
Yeah.
Just a compliment.
That's cool.
Yeah, you're not trying to hit on him.
I know. Then they get blurry with the men and women stuff because we're the same, but then we have different rules. So it's all very confusing.
Well, girls can say, girl, your ass looks amazing.
Right.
And no one cares. Well, girls can say that to girls.
Sure. And gay guys can say it to girls.
Oh, yeah, they can say it to girls.
Yeah.
Yeah, the gay guy-girl relationship is a special one.
It
That's
is.
special because it's girls, they could be around guys, but they're around guys who fuck guys,
Right.
so they feel safe.
Yeah. But it's all rape. It just comes down to the rape threat.
Oh, yeah, right. There's no threat that way.
Exactly.
And there's no threat of deception, right? Because
Right.
the guy's not interested in you.
Right.
So he's not pretending he wants to fuck or he doesn't want to fuck you when he actually does. Right. So you don't really know. Like how many girls have those fucking creepo friends that have just been lurking in the periphery, waiting on the shore for the boat to come into the dock?
It's got to be tough to be a gal for that one.
It's got to be tough to be that guy.
Well, that too, but
Hoping she gets fat, hoping things go wrong,
I don't
hoping.
know. If she gets fat, he might pull out.
Maybe not.
He might de-dock. But
No, he'll probably just get her back in shape again once he gets her.
I think if we knew how much girls wanted to be found attractive, they'd be a little embarrassed. I think if we knew how important that was, because girls are very secretive.
Right.
Women. Like, I'm a big fan of the ladies, blah, blah, blah. But I think a lot of the things that they are thinking, if that was out, they would be embarrassed.
Yeah.
Because they got some stuff going on in that noggin that we don't know about.
Well, it's like there's so much currency in being
Yes,
attractive if
yes,
you're a woman. It's
there
like
is.
being a celebrity man, right?
Right.
Like if Chris Rock shows up anywhere, people are like, "Oh shit, it's Chris Rock!
Sure.
Come on in, Chris Rock. Hey, come on in. Come in the restaurant. We got a seat for you. Get the fuck out of the seat. Chris Rock's gonna sit here. Would you like a drink? Would you like a this? Would you like
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
that? Do you want something for free? We'll give you gifts." Like, it's like this is a celebrity. Well, a woman who's really hot has almost the same treatment. Like, come on in. Have a
Right.
seat. Could I get you a drink? I'll get you a drink.
Of course.
Hey, ladies, what are you doing later? There's a little after party. Love to have you come.
Yeah.
They get invited like they're.
Of course.
Yeah, it's different. A really attractive woman is like a superhero. Like they
Yes.
have superpowers, and men fall apart. Like if women, I think they know
Of course
what
they
kind
know.
of power they, but they
it's
don't
biological.
But they don't experience it. They don't experience it from the perspective of a male.
Oh, if they knew how fucking juiced up we were.
Oh.
I mean, when you see a beautiful woman with the legs and the skirt, the cleavage, it's
Woo!
insanity. I wish a woman could
Insanity.
feel that for 1 second.
Insanity.
Feel how
right?
horny and crazy and like you're irrational. You're
Yeah.
not thinking rationally.
No, you stumble over your words. You say stupid shit you don't really mean.
The only closest thing is, when like sometimes you're about to bang a gal and like you're about to put it in and she's all ready to go and you go, I'm going to hang back. And she's like, what the fuck? She's flipping out. That's the closest women will get to knowing how horny we are.
When do you do that?
Well, we've done that with girlfriends and stuff, like she's
You tease
laying
your
there.
girlfriend?
Huh?
You tease your girlfriend?
Well, for fun, yeah.
Oh, you're like,
Or if I can't get it
oh,
up.
baby, I'm ready to. Not really.
Yeah, and she's, soaking wet. The blanket's ruined, and,
Wow.
the candles
Woo.
are lit, and the
Windows
nips are
are
hard.
steamy.
Yeah, and she's got a little gloss of sweat from the first time I went down on her and made her jizz, and now she's ready for the medium-sized dong to penetrate. And
back out.
you hang back, yeah.
back out. You
That
back out.
if you could bottle that feeling that women have right then when they call you like the F word. Like I've had women say horrible things because they're so worked up.
The gay F word?
Oh yeah, just
You
like
don't
what do
even
you?
wanna say it?
Come on, I don't want to say it because who knows. But
You don't want to get canceled?
exactly. But if you could bottle that, you would
If
have.
we were alone, you'd say it.
Of course,
Yes.
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 But people can't see intent.
I know.
They can't see nuance. These cunts.
They can't.
Look, I grew up in a black neighborhood. There was a big difference from when one guy would go, "Fuck you, white boy," to "fuck you, white boy." There's
Oh, yeah.
intent.
Of course.
And
yeah.
both are racist, I guess, or both they're, evil or mean, but I knew what one group meant and I knew what another group meant.
Well,
and
it's
it was
like-
the same words.
It's like the word retarded. Right?
Yes.
If you use that, you could use that word and everyone laughs, or you can use that word and you're a monster. Right? You use that word
Right.
a little kid that has a disease like Down syndrome or something, you're a monster.
Mm-hmm.
Or, with your friend, and he's like, "Where are my fucking keys? Where are my fucking keys?" Like, "Hey, dude, they're in your hand, retard."
Of course.
Like,
Of course.
that's
But the bummer of all that is everybody knows that.
everybody knows that, and they're playing games.
They're playing games and they're
playing
lying.
games.
They're lying.
They're playing games, and they're trying to eliminate your ability to express yourself with nuance
Mm-hmm.
because they're trying to pretend that these words can't mean different things, but they
Yes.
always have meant different
Always.
things. So they're taking away that. But you're not going to fix anybody. You're not going to change
Right,
life.
right.
You're not going to make sick people better.
Exactly.
You're not going to do anything different.
Yes.
Language is complex. There's
Yes.
a lot of
People
variables. People are complex.
Emotions are complex.
And the scenarios in which you're using those language.
right. That's what I don't get. Why would you want to be on that bad snitch, cunty, tattletale side of all this?
Because they want to be woke. And
But-
because there's a lot of fear in being against wokeness.
That's
and
what it
people
is.
coming after you.
But you're a good human. I'm a decent douche. I feel like we have good bones and we want to help people. Like you would probably stop a bully if he was picking on a weaker person.
Oh, for sure.
So to me that's more important than nitpicking through these
But they
dumb
don't see
retarded
that.
words.
They don't see that. And also, here's another problem. When it comes to people like you or me, we are in this weird place where we're talking and literally right now millions of people are listening. That is strange.
Right.
And no one thinks that's fair, including me and you. It's not normal. So people that are listening, there's a certain percentage that are like, "Fuck that guy.
Yeah.
Why is he talking? Why do you get to talk?"
Right.
And so you say anything that deviates from the standard, like if you have to comply 100%. If you don't want to be shit on, you
Yeah.
have to comply 100%. And then
That's
if you
so
don't,
scary.
they come after you. It is scary.
And it's a bummer. Who wants to live like that?
Well, nobody does. But here's the thing: when you don't comply, so many people are like, "Thank you."
Of course.
Thank
of course.
you. There's
yes.
so many. I think more people are happy. It's just the voices that are upset at you
Right.
for not being woke are the louder ones.
Right.
And they're more into it because they're retarded. Oh, we
nice.
just did it.
Way to tie it all up there,
It's
Fatty.
a weird thing.
It
It's a weird
is.
thing we're doing with language.
It's very strange.
weird.
My friend had a good point. Black guy, by the way, and he would say, it's got to be weird in 10 years when this kind of all dissipates. And some lady's in a job interview, and she's like, "I'd love to work here." And the guy's like, "Says here in 2016 you wrote men are scum." What did you mean by that? I'm a man, and she's gonna be like, "Oh, it was a different time. Emotions were high." And Harvey Weinstein, he's like, "Yeah, but that's hurtful. Like,
Yes.
I'm a man." You're saying it's kind of quite a generalization, like that's so mean. It's so
There was
hateful.
a big scandal about that just not even a couple years ago, maybe a year ago or so. There's a woman who got hired by the New York Times, and they were going through all her tweets, and a lot of it was like anti-white men tweets.
Yeah,
But she said that she was doing it ironically, and she was also doing it to respond to people that were tweeting hateful things at her.
Sure,
She was trying to
there's a
rile
lot
them
of
up,
that.
and also she was young. Like a lot of
Right.
times, you're tweeting stuff when you're young, and you're trolling, and you don't even know what you're doing. You know?
Yeah. And I don't know. I saw a great tweet the other day about how there's that big white male rage is like a big funny thing going around right now. It's like a hashtag.
Male rage?
Yeah, white male rage, like the Joker.
Oh,
and everything.
that's hilarious.
It's funny because there's a lot of white male rage out there, so it works. But It's also weird that we've kind of funneled. You're not allowed to be mean to any other group and talk
Right.
about it. Like black people have rage, Asians have rage, but
you can white male it to death.
yeah, which is like, as a comic, you're like, well, now it's kind of hack because you're just doing that every time. And B, there's other rages. So why wouldn't you want to? But you're so worried about being appropriate that you have to just stick with this one that everybody. I don't know. It feels very easy.
In woke culture, I don't know if you know this, but it's impossible to be racist against white people. Did you know that? Because white people, power plus something is racism. And white people are always in power, so you can't be racist against white people. It's nonsense.
It feels very condescending to brown people too.
It is.
Like
Well,
I won't ever talk about you. You're perfect. Let's ruin this honky over here.
Well, they're loud and boring. The people that do that, they're loud and boring, and
It feels like there's a lot of them.
There's a lot of them. Well, there's also a lot of 20-year-olds out there. Look,
good
if you
point.
caught me
Good
when I was
point.
20, I would be loud and fucking boring too.
Right,
I'd
right.
be really annoying.
That's the other thing. It's like a Shane Gillis. People go, "Can you believe he said that?" I'm like, "Well, you said this thing 10 years ago, but I've evolved." Well, maybe he will.
Well, not only that, you got to understand that he's talking shit. And back then, he didn't think anybody was listening. Right? You're talking shit. When you're talking shit, you're just trying to make your friends laugh.
Right.
You know? Like,
Yeah.
he was trying to say inappropriate things that you're not supposed to say to make his friends laugh.
Sure, that's what you do.
That's what you do, man. That's what you do. It doesn't mean you mean those things.
Yeah, that's what white male rage is. That hashtag is inappropriate shit to make the people laugh.
But because there's so much content out there and all of us are putting out so much content,
Right.
you can find these instances where you're just talking shit. And if you just isolate those, you can pretend that defines a person.
Right,
But it doesn't.
right.
But it doesn't.
Because you never use the good shit to define
exactly.
people.
You're defined by a giant chunk of whoever you are, like all the things you do.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you have your weak spots and you have your strong points. You're defined by a lot of things. That's like when I saw that CNN thing, I was like that's not why the show's popular. You're pretending that
Right.
the show has gotten all these downloads because it's like this white transphobic hate platform. That's
Yeah.
not true. That's not true. It's
Yeah.
just, I mean, I'm not even like speaking for myself, like just looking at it objectively. That doesn't make any sense.
yeah.
But if you say that, you could change, you could shift
Of
the way
course.
people. And
Of
so that's
course.
what they were trying to do. But all
course.
it really does is erode people's confidence in your ability to describe things accurately.
Yeah, you lose your genuine card. You
Yeah.
don't trust that guy.
Do you know what they did to Cenk Uygur?
Who's
from
that?
the Young Turks? He's a political commentator. He was talking to, this is one of the most egregious ones I've ever seen ever. He was talking to David Duke on the phone, right? And David Duke saying, "I'm not racist." You know, David Duke, the fucking head of
course I
the
know
clique.
Dave,
the
from
KKK.
Louisiana, yeah.
So he goes, "Oh, of course you're not racist." So they use that as a quote, saying that he said to David Duke, "Oh, of course you're not racist."
Wow.
And they tried to say that he was, coddling David Duke.
That's a lot of spin.
But it's not spin. It's deceptive. It's a lie.
Well, that's what
and
I
then
mean.
they made a retraction, but it's too late. Like,
Damn.
and not only that, like, why? Why do you want to do that? Well, it's because he's running for Congress. So Cenk Uygur right now is running for Congress in
Yeah.
California. So they tried to do that to him in the same way. It's like this weird thing. They have
weird.
these relationships with politicians and
Right.
political parties, and they don't want people like him in because he's one of those take the money out of politics guys. And he's got this thing, this wolf pack, where they're trying to take money out of politics. The same thing that Bernie Sanders is doing.
Interesting. I see a pattern here.
Well, I mean, look, that's where their bread's buttered. They
Yeah.
want more butter. They want more bread.
But it's funny because, like, when I was a kid, you'd hear about the '60s and Nixon and all this corruption, and you're like, "Oh, that's the '60s," but it just keeps going.
It's a different kind of corruption. It's sanctioned corruption. It's legal corruption. You're allowed to do it.
Oh,
You're allowed to have
I
these
see.
relationships. It's not illegal. You should have to. There's one of the things they do that's really sneaky is they hire these media companies to do organized campaigns. So if you see a bunch of people tweeting mean shit about a candidate, a lot of times you go and you see, well, who's tweeting this? They have one fucking follower.
Of course.
And they've only been posting for like a week, and most of the stuff they're posting is against this one candidate.
Yeah.
So they have these dummy accounts. So either it's a person who that's the only time they've signed up for Twitter and they just want to shit on Bernie Sanders,
Yeah.
or it's this sort of contrived collection of people, or I mean, fake people. Like one person has like 50 accounts,
right.
Or one media company, media organizing company that is like literally hired to do a campaign to try to push a narrative, and so they just fill the mentions up with these bots, essentially, just saying a bunch of different things that are negative about a candidate, or negative about a person, or negative about whatever, about anything.
Yeah.
And this is one of the ways that they sort of try to shift the zeitgeist. And when they can't control that, when they don't have to control the narrative, then they start panicking, and then they pull out the heavy guns.
Yikes.
And then they start asking, these news stories, whether it's a newspaper or, an online publication, to write inflammatory things about you.
Yeah.
And that's essentially how they try to shift opinion on things. And it's not illegal. Right? But it's fucking super sneaky and really sleazy.
It's funny how they do the it's not illegal loophole kind of, because it's still wrong and mean and hurtful and a lie.
But imagine if it was a comic, right? Imagine if you say, look, aren't you filming a special tonight, Mark Norman?
Yes, I am. 2 shows, Dynasty Typewriter. I don't know when this comes out.
It's already sold out, right?
Yeah, sold out, baby.
Tough shit, you fucks. You can't get in. But so imagine if this special comes out and you tweet a link to it, and then underneath it you use 50 dummy accounts to talk about how fucking amazing that special is.
Right.
And then people find out about it.
Yeah.
And they go, Jesus Christ, Mark Norman, what the fuck is wrong with you?
Well, what do you mean?
They would say that to you. Like if you had 50 dummy accounts who were tweeting about how amazing you are.
Yeah,
well, that's what politicians do. That's what corporations do. So a lot of people do that to try to shift opinion.
Right.
And they're doing it through Twitter. You know what the solution to that is? Stay the fuck off of Twitter.
Well, how long till it's illegal? It feels like it's getting dangerous out there.
Doing stuff like that sort of should be illegal. Doing it's basically what the Internet Research Agency in Russia was doing when they were having all these fake accounts, and they were tweeting they were doing all kinds of different things. Like they were pretending that it was black women against Hillary Clinton. It was really Russians. Like we can't, as black women, we can't vote for this bitch.
Yeah.
Like, and then they were
all the whiteys are like, I want to be on the side of the black women.
They were even organized. I had a woman in here. Her name was Renee DiResta, and she spent an incredible amount of time analyzing this stuff, and it has all this data and like hundreds of thousands of posts and millions of interactions and all these different, really can shift the narrative on things. And it's all this fucking troll farm in Russia where people are getting hired to pretend like Muslims and Texas separatists. They put together these organizations across the street from each other.
Yeah.
So the Texas separatists and this Muslim group, and they're both organized by these fake Internet Research Agency people that are working in Russia.
Wow.
And they put their fucking protests right across the street from each other.
Look at that.
And so they're fighting with each other.
They must be having a blast watching that shit go down.
Well, also they're funny. That's what's really funny. They're memes. The memes they make are really funny. Like they made some fucking killer memes. They were legitimately hilarious. And she was talking about, she's like, I'm telling you, I was laughing really hard at a lot of these memes.
Yeah. Oh man, what a kooky world we're living in. And I don't even want to dive into it because it bothers me.
It's weird, but I think it's important to talk about. I think it's important to talk about like this on a podcast because it lets people know, like, oh, that's what's happening when you go.
Right.
And so, you know what else people do? They have these accounts that they use for a long period of time as a fake account. So they'll even put fake photographs up, or they'll put a cartoon picture up, and then they'll use it to tweet about random shit.
Right.
They'll tweet about Star Wars and the weather, and oh my God, global warming is real. Can you believe this? They'll retweet interesting articles, and they just do this to try to give it the illusion that it's a real person.
Jesus.
And they'll have 80 of those.
God.
And this is all a company. So if you have a media corporation that is designed in the company, what they do is they make these media campaigns on social media. They organize campaigns to push a narrative. They'll have these things just like a company would have assets.
Right.
They have these accounts. They'll have fake accounts. And it's not illegal.
What do you call that gig? That seems like a pretty good gig. Just making fake Twitter accounts and then, having fun little jovial, nice quips and things
it's like
all day.
Media campaign. You
That's
could start that business if you wanted to do that.
Wow.
It's not illegal right now.
Sure. But maybe we should just get rid of Twitter. I mean, I like it because I write jokes and I like to get feedback on jokes and whatever, but it seems like it's doing more harm than good.
Well, it's doing good and it's doing harm. Where it does really good is in Arab Spring You know, a lot of the stuff that happens overseas, like these people, one of the only ways they can get the news out, because the news is locked down in their country, one of the only ways they can get the news out is through social media, and sometimes even through a virtual private network.
Right.
You know, they have to use a VPN rather to
Arab
go
Springs,
and
the worst soap of all time.
Wow. That's the one that you can cut into, the Irish Spring one.
Right.
I always wanted to cut into that because of the commercial.
Cutting soap is fun. Like, that's how people learn to carve wood. Sometimes they use soap as like a little practice. But yeah, I don't understand body wash. Do you do body wash?
What?
I don't trust it.
Come on, man. I don't do cologne either.
Well, cologne is weird.
That's deep end weird.
I don't get guys who do cologne.
What is body wash? Is it
You know,
soap?
it's the liquid.
But is it soap?
It's soap. You usually put on a loofah.
Oh.
But I don't do it.
I'm not opposed to it.
I like the bar.
I like a bar.
Yeah, give me the bar.
Do you know different like ethnicities? Like
I know where you're
think
going.
that white people are weird.
Yes, I was just gonna.
Yes, go ahead.
There.
Go with it.
My black friends get mad at me because I don't have a washcloth.
Yeah, a lot of not just black, but Latinos as well.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah,
I don't have any Latino friends.
They like
Gross.
washcloths, and they think white people are disgusting because we just use soap. And then your wife goes in later and she uses the soap, and then your fucking kids using the soap.
Oh yeah.
Like, hey, what are we doing here?
I mean, I got that soap up my ass and everything.
Bumping uglies.
Yeah, but it's also a weird one when you're showering with a lady. You remember you showering with your girlfriend when it was new?
Yeah.
And fucking in the shower, and then you got to wash your ass. That was always a weird moment.
That's a weird moment.
Yeah.
And if you try to have sex in the shower, like who gets the water? Like where do we stand?
Yeah, I'm cold over here.
Yeah. Especially New York, right?
Right. Also, the water will ruin the lube, if you will.
The natural lube.
The natural lube.
Yes.
Yeah, it gets it all.
Rinses it away.
A little too much friction. It's like you're trying to slide down a slide and your ass cheek keeps hitting the plastic.
Right. Right. You want to pull your shorts down a little bit so you can get a little more slipperiness in the slide.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Shower sex is the worst.
Yeah, it's like a good idea. I think Ari used to have a bit about it. It's a good idea on paper.
Right.
But in practice, it's not really the best move.
Yeah, are you losing libido there? Because you're what, 61?
52.
Ah, shit.
But I'm on
Sorry.
testosterone. I take testosterone replacement, so I'm not losing shit.
You're still horny?
Oh, all the time. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I have my testosterone levels are basically like what they should be if I was 30.
Right.
It's basically the same.
I feel
don't
like
get crazy with it.
I'm still horny, but now that I'm with a lady, I don't. I'm glad because I don't have the energy to do the small talk. I still want to bang, but that
You
whole
wanna
like
bullshit.
The bullshit. I can't do it. It's brutal.
Yeah.
That's the hard part to me.
Well, that's the part about being single is
Yes.
it's not necessarily deceptive, but you are definitely putting on a little bit of an act.
Of course,
Polishing up the old turd.
Yeah, because we're a bunch of retard
Disgusting.
apes. Yeah,
Yes.
we just like you're just thinking like how long till
Can
the
we
underwear come
fuck?
off. Yeah.
When can we fuck?
And the girls, they're not dumb. They know that. They're going, all right, he wants to fuck now, but I'm going to get more food out of him and drinks. And
You know what was the most depressing thing about being single? After you came, you'd be like, what did I do?
Oh, dude.
Now I got to get out of here.
Story of my life.
What happened?
Yeah, I went on a real tear, and that was every morning was just like, oh, I got to make some changes.
Well, you start thinking that you really are into this person until
Yeah.
you come.
Makes-
and then you're like, no.
Makes you
tricked
realize
me again.
biology is a motherfucker. Like,
Oh,
it knows
yeah.
what it's doing. Talk about
yeah.
deceptive.
Oh,
Holy
yeah.
shit.
Well, Brett Weinstein was explaining this to me. He's a biologist, and he was explaining to me that there's different strategies for mating that biology has set up for us, and there's two different types of women that are attractive to men. He was like, there's beautiful, and then there's hot.
Uh-huh.
And there's a difference. And what beautiful is someone who has good genetics. She seems like she has a pleasant demeanor. You like her personality. You really want to be around her. And then there's hot.
Right.
It's kind of slutty hot.
Porn star.
The reason why you like that is because the idea is that you can mate with them quickly and you can spread your DNA, but you don't have to make any commitment. You can jet.
Right.
So literally, these strategies are set up by nature. So when you see a girl with a little tiny skirt and big giant tits stuffed into this like fucking crazy cleavage and like little short little thing and her belly showing, she's like, "Hey boys," she's letting you know there's not a whole lot of game here.
Right.
You can get right to it.
Yeah.
And then if you shoot one in there and make a baby, it's like you can spread those genes very quickly. So throughout humanity, throughout the evolution of the human animal, that has probably been a strategy that evolved. So like women that like maybe their personality sucks, or maybe they were abused, so they don't have high self-esteem. So they feel like the best way to definitely get attention without making sure that a man works for it, because they don't feel like they're valuable enough, right? So they'll wear like skimpy clothes and they'll slut it up.
Why do you think it is that a lady is so bummed out after the bang? Like if you want to leave.
Because you pretend that you're so into her and you think you're so into her. And then as soon as you come, she's like, oh, he's going to hate me now. He wants to leave. Because that feeling, like when you come, if you're not really into a girl and you got tricked by your own dick, and then after you orgasm, you're like, what the fuck? That feeling, which every guy knows.
I know, it's natural.
If you don't know it, I don't understand you.
Of course. Well, that's why it's annoying when women go, oh, men are such pigs. Like, this is how I'm wired. Like, you can't shoot me. That's like me going, hey, you bleeding weirdo. Like, no, that's just how your body's made. That's how my body's made. Why can't you sympathize?
Pretend they want more. Like, no, we actually think we want more.
We do think it, yeah.
Until you come, and then you're like, ugh.
I've been in love all night. I'm like, this is the best woman on earth. And then it just, all the interest just shoots out of you. But how about this, ladies? And this is going to be controversial. But look, I hang out with you. We're not fucking.
Yeah.
Why don't you bring it? Like, give me some knock-knocks or something. Like,
right. Give us some jokes.
Give me some jokes.
Give me something to work with.
Yeah, like all you showed me was like I chased you for 5 hours all night, trying to win you over, trying to be funny, trying to be interesting. Why don't you spin it now? Why don't you win me over?
Right.
You're kind of, in a way, you're kind of saying like, sex is my only thing. No, but there's a lot of funny, interesting, cool ladies out there, so throw that at me.
Be one of
those.
Be one of those, yeah.
But, there's a lot of boring dudes, too, so...
Well, there are a lot of people.
It's just boring people.
There's a lot of people that are boring, male and female.
Of course.
I couldn't imagine being a girl and having some boring-ass fucking dude trying to stick his hog in you. Ugh.
It's got to be brutal.
Ugh.
Yeah,
everywhere you go, and then saying, hey, you should probably smile a little. Make you look better. Like,
I hate that move. Has that ever worked?
I don't. Maybe must have.
Guys who do that, they make us look bad.
A really dumb guy and a dumber girl. Yeah, maybe it would work. Oh, I'm sorry.
Right.
Sometimes I'm self-conscious about my smile. Oh, you got a beautiful smile. You think so?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Thanks.
Yeah, like those two are made for each other.
Yeah.
You guys deserve.
But
you're both
not.
Idiots.
They really should both go into the woods and get eaten by wolves. That's what should happen in the real. Like if we really were trying to make a better human race, there'd be more variables. There'd be more traps.
That's true. But we gotta be nice,
Well, we should be nice. But sometimes I think it's just genes. Like sometimes people just have knucklehead genes.
Well, yeah. Sometimes I see people like you're walking down the sidewalk and you see in somebody's living room and they're 8,000 pounds. They're watching 2.5 Men. They got a bowl of Cheetos and a beer, and you're like, you're kind of a waste of life. Like, no offense, you deserve life. You have a right to live, but. I'm out here trying to write jokes, and I'm driving from gig to gig. I'm doing pods. I'm going gay, whatever it is. At least I'm trying something. At least I have a little ambition.
You're moving. You're out there experiencing life.
Yeah, even if you send a tweet out, at least like you put something into the world, even though it could be horrible. But like this guy, I'm just like, you're just waiting to die. You're just counting the minutes till you go.
There's something about like...
And then they have kids. And then you're like, now you brought even more shit into the world. I'm a cunt. I hate myself. I'm sorry.
It's okay. You're all right.
But like, you see you're a dad of 9 or whatever, and
80.
then
I have 80 kids.
80 kids, that's a lot of testosterone you're putting in you.
Shooting loads all over the place.
But yeah, so you probably teach your kids like, hey, make something with your life.
Yeah, well, they can only use electronics for a certain amount of time during the day.
Good for you.
They, and they're involved in activities. They play sports. They do things. I think you gotta do stuff with them too, and also they have to see that you're doing stuff.
Yes,
as a parent, like one of the things that kids get out of you is that they see you live by example.
Yes.
That's important.
Totally. And then on the flip side, though, I get selfish and I go, well, it's a good thing this fat cunt is sitting in a barca lounge all night because now I get to go and do something with my life and he's not in my way.
That, and you also feel better. You come home from a hard day of getting after it.
Yeah.
You see that fat slob sitting in front of the TV laughing really hard at Big Bang Theory.
Yes.
And you're like, oh, okay, buddy, I'm fucking better than you.
I mean, you hate to say it, but
you do hate to say it. But
that's why, like, sometimes I think we're under 6 foot. And isn't that a bummer? Wouldn't you love to be 6 foot?
I don't know, man. I think something about me being short has helped me be more ambitious.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
that's what I'm saying. It makes you push.
A benefit. There's probably a benefit to it.
Right. You want it. That's why, like, this sounds bad, but ugly people are funny.
So a lot of ugly people are funny.
You got to bring it. They did some study where kids are trust ugly people less. So it's
Oh,
not
yeah.
just being shallow; it's kind of innate.
Oh yeah. Well, imagine being a woman who has terrible genetics, and there's probably someone listening to it right now, and there's not a goddamn thing you can do about
Yeah,
that.
it's not your fault.
You got a giant Fred Flintstone head.
Sure.
You're trying to make your way through this life with a football player's body.
Oh yeah, got some moles on you.
Oh, you got everything wrong. Your
Yeah.
hair's falling out. You're like, shit.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
got stubby fingers.
Bad jowls. You know, got the turkey
everything.
neck.
Weird elbows. And you're just out there just trying to get after it.
Yeah.
And nobody wants it.
Yeah, that's why I love an ugly lady who's horny. 'Cause
That's
I'm
your
like,
favorite?
I love that. I'm not saying to bang. I mean, I have, but I love an ugly, horny lady because I feel like we have a lot in common.
I have a buddy of mine, and his favorite is a girl with kind of a Mugsy face, but a killer body.
Oh,
He's like, those gals go to work.
that hits a nerve in a guy because you're like, it's attainable, and she's probably like got like normal self-esteem. She's not entitled.
She's at the gym every day, all day, just fucking doing squats.
Yeah, it's the same with meathead, boring guys who are like, I got to get some traps because I got
Yeah.
no skills in talking wise.
Yeah, just find some dingbat chick and shoot those fucking loads into her.
Yeah, you hope that all those groups meet. Like you dumb
And then they get
workout
hit
guy.
by an asteroid.
Yeah,
right
or that,
there,
or
right on the
that.
spot. Yeah, but
sound
sometimes
like
those
assholes.
dingbats have kids, and those kids go, God damn, my parents are
That's
fucking
true.
stupid. I'm going to do something with my life.
That's a good point.
That happens a lot. I know a
Mhm.
lot of really fucking smart people who have idiots for parents.
That's a good point. Yeah. Thank
real
God
good
for
point.
those people.
Yeah,
But
I think that's, that whole expression, like hard times make hard men,
Yeah.
hard men make easy times make weak men.
I'm hard.
I'm hard. I think there's something
We're
to
synced
that.
up.
Like fucked up parents make interesting kids.
Sometimes, not all the time.
Not all the time.
Yeah, it's not like a pedophile
No.
where if I touch your kid, he'll be a pedophile.
That's a weird one.
Isn't
right?
that crazy? It's like vampires.
Yeah, that's a weird. That's apparently a big one with priests.
Oh.
Like they did this thing about how many priests who molest kids were actually molested by priests, and it's like it's very high.
That is wild.
It's horrible.
Yeah, you'd think like I'd go the other way.
Yeah, you would think you'd learn some horrible thing happened to you. You don't ever want that to happen to someone else.
But it just shows how fucking crazy kid fucking gets into a kid's psyche. Like it messes you up.
Breaks everything.
Yeah.
Because you're in this, and also you've like lost your trust in adults, and then
Right.
a lot of girls when they get molested when they're young, they become hypersexualized, and they try to use their sex to get attention, like deep into their life.
Sure, like a lot of porn stars, I think.
A
were
lot of porn stars.
diddled.
Yeah.
Yikes!
Yeah.
But then there's also the Oprahs of the world, the Michael Jackson, the Tyler Perry. These people were all diddled, and look at them. They
Yeah.
used their diddle anger into greatness.
Sure. Yeah. It's not standard. I mean, it's
No.
not like everybody who
You gotta channel
gets
it.
molested. Yeah.
It's
Yeah,
like when
for
you
sure.
get bullied, you can channel your rage into like getting better at something.
Have you seen? Do you watch TV at all?
Oh yeah, I love
Do you watch
TV.
The Outsider on HBO?
I keep hearing how great it is.
Oh.
Joe List told me it was amazing.
Fuck! I watched episode 4 last night. Fucking A, that show's good.
Is it horror? I don't like horror.
It is horror. Yeah.
Ah, shit.
But it's. I don't want to give away too much. It's a mystery. It's Jason
Biggs. Bateman,
thank you,
boy,
that
he's
guy.
good. He's in everything.
Amazing. He's amazing. He's amazing in Ozark. You watch
Yeah,
Ozark?
I love Ozark.
Ooh,
I finished that in
Ozark's
2 days.
So good. That
So
show's
good.
so good. This is like that, but like it's. I don't want to give away too much. It's horror mystery.
All right,
It's fucking good, man.
I'll check it out.
I mean, there's not a moment in that show so far, but I've been like, what?
It's Stephen King, right?
Yes.
Oh, he's a beast.
Stephen King. How many books has that guy written?
Fun fact.
What in the fuck?
Stephen King grew up poor in Maine,
Yeah.
and his dad did the old cigarette move and never came back. Going out for a pack of smokes, fatty, and I'll see you in hell. Never came back. Wow. And look at him. Greatness. You got to
Dude.
channel it, folks.
Have you ever read Stephen King on writing?
No.
Fantastic book.
Oh, I'd like to.
It's fantastic. It's
All
all
right.
his process for writing and like him, like all the different things he's gone through while he was writing. And a lot of the books he wrote, like amazing ones. Like,
Yeah.
Like Cujo, he doesn't even remember writing it.
Wow.
Just fucked up on coke and booze.
Is that right?
Yeah. Just finding like fucking an empty case in his writing room.
Yeah.
And coke everywhere, and just
Wow.
writes this amazing book.
That makes me like him more. I didn't
Dude,
take him
Carrie
for a
was
cokehead.
I think Carrie was the first one that he sold. Was it Carrie or Christine? Maybe it was
Carrie.
Carrie was the first one he sold. And he just, right out of the bat, they're like, holy fuck, what is this guy doing? And he was just boozing and smoking and smoking a ton of cigarettes too. Yeah, that's apparently, he said that was one of the big bummers when he quit smoking cigarettes, is that cigarettes apparently positively affect.
It juices you up.
Yeah, it juices
nicotine.
up his neurons.
Right.
The firing of the neurons. Yeah. I've had a cigarette before I go on stage before.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. You know,
that's a good idea.
Hinchcliffe used to smoke cigarettes. Now he just does the vape thing. And one time I was like, give me one of those. Just let me try it.
Yeah.
Like right before I went, I was like, whoa, you get juiced up. And then I did it with Chappelle. When Chappelle and I, we did a couple of arenas.
Smoking.
Yeah, but that's one of the reasons why.
Interesting.
It fires up your brain in a very unusual way. And I think probably more so for someone who doesn't smoke.
Of course.
Because you're not chasing the dragon, you just get in the rush.
Would the gum work? Or does it have to be the
I don't
cig?
know. I've tried the gum. It didn't do much for me. Cigars work.
That's too much. I've smoked cigars every now and then, and halfway through, I always go, I gotta stop.
You almost throw up, right?
Yeah, you almost throw up, and it gets me cloudy a little bit. My anxiety goes up. For me,
it definitely gets your anxiety up.
like you smoke weed a lot. I'm such a lightweight when it comes to the ganja. I just like all the negative goes up and the bad goes down, or the good goes down.
Yeah,
you know,
you might have some
anxiety.
demons.
I hate myself. No one likes you. You're gay. Whatever it is. So it all escalates.
Well, there's good things. None of those things are true. So just smoke more weed and just deal with life.
But I can't live like you. It eats me alive. It's too strong. The voices are too powerful.
Yeah,
That's
I
why
like those voices. I like them. They teach you things. They teach you things that are fucking with you. They teach you what's bothering you. That's what I like.
But I can't win. I can't beat them.
I understand.
Like when I'm hungover, oh my God. It's not just physical pain. It's like,
Yeah.
I can't, the phone rings and I'm like, I can't do it. I can't face it. It's horrible.
Yeah.
I got to work on that.
Well, maybe not. You know, everybody's different. Like some people have a really adverse reaction to coffee. Caffeine really fucks them up. Yeah, some people just can't drink coffee.
Oh, I love coffee.
And some people can't smoke weed. It's like we're all so different.
So different, yeah.
I have friends, one drink and they get fucking gerbil eyes and they're off to the races. You don't even know where they are.
Yeah.
They're gone. And now, you know, Mike's gone. And this is a fucking shell that looks like Mike with fucking shark eyes. And they're just running around with no soul. It's like their soul leaves through their ears. Ooh,
alcohol
flies away.
is so underestimated or under whatever because I'll have 4 drinks and I'm like, I notice I'm knocking a mailbox off out of a car with a baseball bat. I'm like, how'd I get here? And I don't feel any guilt about it. But if he was sober, he'd be like, shit. Somebody's coming. We're gonna get caught. We're gonna get on film.
Oh, dude, especially if you're doing many shots. If you're with buddies and you're like, "Come on, pussy, one more, one more, let's do it."
Yeah.
And you're, 8, 9 drinks in, and you're like, "You're gone. You're not even there anymore."
It's also crazy to think from 13 to 31, I was drunk the whole time.
13?
Oh, I'm from New Orleans, man.
Oh,
we
that's
just got
right.
after it early. And it was just part of the culture. Your dad would hand you a Miller High Life, and say, shut up and drink this.
Really?
Yeah, it was a fun time. I mean, I lost my virginity to a prostitute. I grew up 8 blocks from the French Quarter. I went to public school. It was bananas out there.
Yeah, we talked about your transgender nanny that was taking care of you, too.
You got that right.
Beating up people for taking your bike.
Yeah,
that's a great
right.
story.
I tried to sell. I'm pitching all this shit. Nobody wants it. God,
really?
I've pitched
Jeffrey
15
Tambor's
shows.
out of a job, and he was really good on that other one.
He was good. Yeah. He's a beast.
He got in trouble with the real transgender people.
I heard.
Yeah.
Most trans people I've met are pretty cool, and like they don't want to be coddled so much. We think, oh, easy. It's weird how we're not really helpful to midgets. Have you noticed that?
I don't think you're supposed to say that anymore.
Oh, what do you call them?
Small people.
Small people? Little people.
Little
Sorry.
people.
I mean, I'm friends with a couple littles. But I don't know. How do you shorten little people? LPs?
Yeah, LPs.
All right. And we're standard play.
Yes.
They're little. So, but they're all good eggs and they don't get any help. Like no one's shortening anything. Like nothing on earth is designed for them. And
That's
yet
true.
we don't. Like toilets are still tall,
Right?
And they got to jump up there,
Right. How
But
about,
trans, we help with the toilet, and I'm saying that's great. We accommodate, but why don't we ever help them? Isn't that strange?
What do you think there's more of?
Oh, there's got to be more midge.
Not anymore.
I
Trans
don't
is
know.
becoming really chic.
Yeah, but midge you can't pick.
Right.
Well, I don't know if trans is.
You can't fake it.
You can't fake a midge.
Can you say
Interesting.
midge?
It's a name.
Yeah. It's tricky though. It's like
Dwarf?
it's like calling a white guy with a backwards baseball hat a wigger.
Right.
It's like I don't know if that sounds too much like bigger.
What about Tigger and Winnie the Pooh?
Yeah.
He could jump high. He was
Boing,
loud.
boing. You know,
Yeah.
Winnie the Pooh was all about an acid trip.
No, they say that about everything.
The ride.
Come on.
Go on the ride. Yeah, something
The
about
ride?
Yeah, the ride at Disneyland.
That sounds like the worst ride of all time.
It's basically an acid trip. I remember one of the times I did it. I went through Disneyland high as fuck, and I was on the ride. I was like, "Oh, this is Winnie the Pooh's. He's on acid. Like there's all these visuals, and everything becomes psychedelic, and the colors are weird.
Really?
Yeah. See if you can
I
get a
don't know.
video of the Winnie the Pooh. No, I'm telling you.
Alice in Wonderland, I'll get. All right, there's mushrooms, there's talking cats and shit.
No, something happens during the ride, and you go like Winnie the Pooh goes into Dreamland.
Oh, I don't
And
know
then when
about
he goes
the
into Dreamland, you're basically on acid. You're going through an
All right.
acid trip.
Just
Yeah.
feels like he's mellow. He's eating honey. He's got no pants. Doesn't feel acidy.
Well, watch this. See, here's
Oh,
the Winnie the
okay.
Pooh ride.
This is at Disney World?
Disneyland.
Disneyland.
This is out here. So
Okay.
you go through, everything's normal.
All right.
And then as you're going
trippy.
through, not really. This is just pretty.
Okay.
Everything's lights, and yeah, you're on this little fucking thing, and you're in your little roller coaster ride, and oh, here's Winnie, and
All
he's
right.
floating around with a balloon. It's kind of a cool ride. You know what was great when
colors.
my daughters were really young? They
Uh-huh.
liked this. Oh, so pretty.
Very pretty.
And you're going through, and there's Eeyore, and then there's that other pig. I don't know who the fuck
Piglet.
that is. Piglet. And so then you go through, a bunch of shit happens, and give me a little fast forward here because it's going to be boring.
Yeah, this is the worst trip ever.
Isn't the
Yeah.
LSD honey? Isn't that like a way?
I think
people-
that's what it is. Well, there's that Nepal honey, that psychedelic honey. Maybe that's what it is. Give me a little fast forward.
It is a little trippy.
So something
what was
that's
that?
it. That's the trip. So right there. So what happens before that trip? Find out what happens right before that, Jamie. Something happens. Yeah, see, because he's floating around. Watch. So Winnie the Pooh is sitting there, and all of a sudden he floats out of his head. And look,
All
he's
right.
floating.
All right.
Like he's fucking tripping balls. And then as the thing goes, it goes black, and then you see Winnie floating, and then boom, you're in psychedelic land. Everything is weird and whacked out.
Yeah.
And there's Jack in the Box heads with big tongues, and everything
melting.
is neon psychedelic colors, and the world's
Sure.
melting. And it's honey, and honey spelled phonetically correctly.
I see it now. It's got a little,
Yeah.
what's that, fear and loathing.
It's DMT. This is like a DMT trip. That's what it's like. Like all these psychedelic things you're seeing. This is about as close to creating some sort of a psychedelic hallucinogenic trip
Right.
in a kid's ride as you can get away with without getting arrested.
See, I thought you meant the actual cartoon and story. Was,
No.
But this I see.
Yeah, it's like they're doing something.
Oh, yeah.
Like, why is he tripping balls? Why is he
This is
floating through the
hilarious.
air?
You're a
There's
millionaire,
a-
and this is what you spend your time
Oh,
on.
that's how I work.
Just reminded me. I didn't show it to you yet. There's a VR. I don't think it's a game, but I think it's like a VR experience. Like they have multiple of those, but it's an ayahuasca trip.
Ooh.
And I think I'll show you the like.
Bring it
little-
on, J-Mo.
What's interesting that you're saying this is that Terrence McKenna actually predicted that you could recreate in the future with virtual reality a psychedelic trip, and it would have the same exact effect as a psychedelic trip because it would be able to show you the same visuals. You know, you remember? I don't know if you remember this, but there used to be, you know what phone freaking was? Do you remember phone freaking? There was a way that you could use a public payphone, and you had a device that would make a noise. Because a public payphone, right, you'd press a button like beep, 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 beep.
Yeah.
Well, you would hold a thing up to the phone, and it would go, and it would send a signal through sound, and the phone would just open up for you so you could use it.
Oh, no quarter.
And you could no quarter, and you would just start calling people.
Oh, cool.
And it was done somehow or another through sound. Like you would mimic the sound the phone would make ordinarily. And so it tricked whatever was on the other end that was waiting for the signal that was coming from those beep 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 things. Is this it here? Ayahuasca.
Oh, this is exciting because I've always wanted to do it. Have you done it?
I have done DMT. I have not done ayahuasca, but this looks a lot like DMT.
You've done DMT? You never mentioned it. I'm joking.
Ha ha. Yeah,
Ew.
there it is. There it is. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
That's pretty cool. Yeah, they're eventually going to be able to nail this and make
yeah.
it exactly like what you'd experience.
Right. VR is going to be dangerous, man. That's going to take over a lot of shit.
Have you done any of the VR experiences that you can go through now in a warehouse?
No, I've done the goggles, and you feel like you're in a whatever church or a forest or something.
Yeah.
And it's pretty damn convincing.
We have one of those Oculus things right out here that's attached to an iPad. It's pretty cool. But there's a thing in Woodland Hills called Sandbox. They have a couple of them somewhere else besides Woodland Hills, but one of them's only like a few miles from here. And you put these VR goggles on, And when you get the goggles on, you go into this house and you fight zombies. And I mean, dude, it'll fucking freak you out because it's all dark and the zombies are running at you.
Oh,
and you're
wow.
like, there it is. So they dress you up. So you got these VR things.
Just a fat kid in basketball shorts.
So so this
great.
is reality and zombie. So this is you running through this. Like this is what it looks like to anybody watching. But what you see is these crazy fucking zombies running at you and these giant pus-filled monsters. It's fucking. I guess they're not showing the actual footage of the video. But it's pretty dope.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like it's a heartbeat thing. Like you get your heart rate jacked.
Wow.
Because it feels like they're really coming at you, and you're wearing a haptic feedback vest. So when they claw at you, you feel it on your chest. Like like that.
But imagine the fuck
there
VR.
it is. That's what they look like.
Whoa.
Yeah. So-
it's so embarrassing when they show the other one.
Oh yeah, serious. See that? So the zombies are running at you. They're in your face like really quickly.
Wow.
Yeah, it freaks you out, man.
It's kind of funny. That's basically what Twitter is. You think you're changing the world. You think you're doing all this shit, and it's just you in a basement.
And nothing's really happening.
And nothing's really.
Look at
You
that thing
think
coming
you're
at
killing
you.
zombies.
Booking now available. Deadwood Mansion. That's what it's called. It's fucking dope.
Very
I love
exciting.
It. I'm a fan.
Yeah, give that to the school shooters. You know, just have a classroom setting, and they can just shoot it up, so they won't shoot up a real one.
I don't think that has the same feeling of chaos.
But if we could get their actual teacher and their actual classmates, I feel like that'd be a nice way to get that out of your system.
It'd be a little better than what they're doing now.
Sure. Maybe with pedophiles, too. You could have a kid in there and let them get it over with.
Right. Well, imagine if they did that. If they said the best way to treat pedophiles is to have virtual children that you can rape, people would be like, wait, what?
I mean, it sounds crazy, but it's a victimless crime. It's like when you give the heroin addicts their free needles.
Or
and everybody goes,
you
what
give
are
them
you, crazy?
methadone.
Or that, too.
Yeah.
But people go, what are you giving them drugs? You go, well, it's better than them dying on AIDSy heroin needles.
Right.
So,
Or, overdosing. Give them heroin. There's places in the world where they give them like a distributed amount of heroin and it's pure. So they make sure that they're not giving them anything that's spiked or got some fentanyl in it.
on paper, you go, what are you, crazy? You're giving them heroin? But it's better. It's almost like the first guy to think of gangrene. Did you hear about that guy in World War II? Everybody's getting gangrene. So he said, fuck that. He cut his arm open, stabbed one of the dead guys, and put a little bit of gangrene in his wound. And everybody's like, what are you, nuts? And he's like, I'll get immune to it. And he worked.
Really?
It worked. So that kind of outside the box thinking.
What a fucking crazy asshole.
I know, but I mean, look around. There's dead bodies everywhere. He's got no hope. He's walking in a gunfire.
Wow.
Yeah, it might have been World War I, but it was some world war or
Some
a war.
fucking savage from Iowa, some farmer savage.
But brilliant guy in a way.
Yeah,
I mean,
a lot of ways.
Thinking outside the box. I love different kind of thinking.
Yeah.
That's why I like comedy. Because you see something like Norm Macdonald's got that great bit about, and my dad had a heart attack and died, and they go, hey, he's in a better place. He's on the floor. It's like, I like that kind of, you go, oh, yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
You're not wrong, but,
Yeah.
I don't know. I like that stuff.
Yeah, I do too, man. I mean, comedy is like we all have these, particularly for people that were working in these jobs, like we were talking before, where you do these corporate gigs.
Mm-hmm.
For those people, comedy is kind of extra important because their whole brain is programmed to this fake way of thinking and talking all day.
Sing it, sister. And I think it's cathartic. You go in a comedy club and some guy says some horrible thing and you're like,
All my
I feel
friends
better.
that I know that do work, I only have a few friends that do work in, like office environments. They fucking love comedy.
Love it. They
Love
need it.
Yes. It's like it gives you assholes like you and me just saying things that they could never say.
But we're different than that. I think we're a little built differently. I couldn't do that office gig. I was a janitor for years just because I didn't want to talk to anybody. And it was a better job than clerical bullshit. I don't want to be in a cubicle.
I delivered newspapers for the same reason. I was in my car, driving by myself, throwing the papers out the window.
That's a great gig.
Yeah, it was a great gig for a comic.
I always say if I wasn't a comic, I'd be a FedEx guy or UPS guy. That would be my gig. You're outdoors. You got no door on the fucking van. You got
listen
shorts
to whatever
on.
you want.
Whatever you want.
Yeah,
You got headphones in. It's great.
Actually, it's a great gig, right? I have a buddy of mine who's a mailman.
Oh, well, that's a little different.
Back in Boston,
That's
the
a little
same
different.
thing. He had a route. He would fucking put headphones on, listen to music,
The
walk
problem
around.
with mailman is you got to hit every single house. The package guy, everybody loves a package.
Right.
Also, I'm sure there's some horny housewife who you can pop in on. Yeah. What can Brown do for you, bitch? So, yeah.
Some milfy lady in lingerie. Oh, I'll sign that. Do you want to come inside? Okay.
Yeah, that's hot. That's porn.
Yeah, how many ladies can do that though? The thing
Yeah.
is, a girl if a guy is at the door and the guy looks good and she looks good, it's almost 100% of the time she can get that guy to fuck him.
I know, what a privilege.
Almost 100% of the time she can get that guy to fuck her.
And
right?
I think it's a big part of why women aren't as aggressive, because they don't have to be.
Of course.
So
well, it's not their nature. I mean, the
Right.
nature's the male, the testosterone, the conqueror.
But if you took fucking away from women for 6 months, that would be interesting to see how much they'd want to fuck. Not that women aren't horny. Obviously, they get horny, but it's a different kind of. It's a safe horny.
Yeah.
Guys will walk into a glory hole and put their dick through it. I don't think a lady's putting her vag up to a wall.
that is the weirdest
Isn't that
form
weird?
of porn.
Yes.
The
I love
glory
it.
hole porn.
I'm a big fan.
Whereas a girl just sitting in a fucking refrigerator box.
Yeah.
And a guy just sticks his hog through a hole. She's like, oh yeah.
Well, it's the ultimate
like-
fantasy.
But it's weird.
I can't get a girl at the bar to fuck me, but if I put my dick through this hole, and I don't know who's on the other side, it could be
That's what's-
LBJ. Oh, BJ. I just fell backwards into that one.
Yeah,
but
it could be anybody.
Could be anybody.
But
Could be
you're
Rosa
cool
Parks.
with that. You just deal with it. You
Sure.
just deal with it. It just feels good. You pretend it's someone hot.
Yeah, and also you hope the wall is not too thick,
Right.
because you want to get as much maximum dong shaft.
Right.
You know?
That's why the refrigerator box is a good move.
Perfect. Love a
Yeah.
box.
You can't have like a real wall.
No, you don't want sheetrock cutting down on your 2 inches.
Oh yeah. Well, not only that, the fucking chalky, rough stuff. And what if
that would
you're,
ruin
you're
the.
banging your shaft on the sheetrock? And
Yeah. You,
imagine you get sheetrock scrapes on your hog. Like,
I've been there. J-Mo, you got a
It'd
long.
be nice and smooth and eroded by then. By all the rest of the
So
day.
good
many
point.
dudes.
Yeah.
When you're rubbing areas where dudes' dicks rubbed up against, you're gonna get some of that koala
Whatever
bear
you gotta do.
chlamydia.
That's fine. You ever had the chlamyd?
Never.
Come on.
No,
You were
got
fucking in the
lucky.
90s.
I got lucky.
You were a hot piece.
I got lucky.
All right.
Never got it. You got it?
Many times.
How many?
I think I've gotten it 4.
How come it's not like gangrene, where it just your body gets
'Cause
immunity to it?
You get it and you get rid of it real quick.
Oh,
I can
why
ride
don't
it
you
out.
Just ride it out, and then maybe you'll be immune to it.
Maybe, but I don't
Or
want to give it
die.
to someone else.
Oh, but you're gonna fuck no matter what, right?
Yeah, I just wear the condom, but then the booze kicks in. You go,
Woo!
fuck it. Also,
Take it off.
Fun fact, and ladies won't admit to this, but there's a lot of skanks out there doing that. Just take it off. Take it off.
Oh yeah.
They don't come clean on that, but that's a big thing ladies do that I don't get.
Feels better for them.
Does it?
Supposedly, I've never had a guy fuck me in my vagina
But God,
with or without a condom
women are so secretive. Why don't they tell us shit?
because
you know?
they get shamed, man.
But man up or have
Yeah.
some balls. Be shamed and live your life.
I think the shame that women experience is fucking really frustrating because
guess
guys,
so.
when guys shame women, it's mean, and guys shaming women about being sluts, that shit doesn't work on men. It's
Right.
non-existent. It doesn't
But
work the other way. If a
they
girl
could-
says, "Yeah, you just fucked 10 girls, you piece of shit," you're like, "What am I gonna do?"
But they could make it not work. Just go, yeah, blow me. Fuck you. I don't care.
It's not in their wheelhouse
Why not? Toughen up.
because genetics. Because the way the world has been, sort of the world of human beings has been evolved. I'm clearly talking like a scientist here.
But look at the N word. The N word was flipped. Now it's
it's positive
a
for them.
positive. Yeah.
Yeah.
So use slut.
Yeah, I don't. Well, they've tried.
Oh,
Remember,
okay.
Amber Rose had the slut walk in L.A.
Oh,
She
good
still
for
have it,
her.
or she give up on that?
Good for her.
When is it? Might be next week.
Coming up soon. 4th one, I think, is coming
Really?
up soon, probably.
Slut walk number 4. Imagine if he gets like slut walk 40 and she's like strapping everything down and tying everything together
Right.
and waddling out there.
Yeah, she's very sexy.
I like that, huh?
Oh yeah, curvy lady.
Plus the confidence you have to wear that haircut.
Oh, the short hair. Yeah.
That's a girl who knows she's hot.
And you gotta have a pretty face.
Oh yeah.
To pull the short hair. But
Oh, yeah.
But the slut thing, the problem with the slut thing, and nobody wants to say it, is I don't care if you're a slut. I say be promiscuous, go nuts, hoe it up. But they feel guilty.
Well, they feel guilty, I think, because of biology. For the
Yes.
same reason that Eric Weinstein was telling me that there's different mating strategies that people have. For a female to just hoe it up all the time, she's not going to have a man that's there to take care of the child
you
while she's
think
pregnant
so?
and vulnerable. I think this is
Interesting.
what biology is
Interesting.
sort of set up.
Right. Wow, that's fascinating. I think that's why, like, that clock tick thing is real. You know, like,
Oh,
hey,
biological clock?
Yeah, I'm not
That's
going to have
real.
a baby or he's going to be retarded if we don't fuck now and have a kid.
But there's also different countries that have different feelings about sex. Like
Mm.
a lot of Latin American countries, they're very, very open sexually and very, it's different.
The women too.
Yeah, the
Okay.
women too. They have just a different attitude about it. Australia, different parts of the world, they're freer and open about sex.
Good for them.
Even in Canada, I think it's different than in America.
yeah, why are we? It's a
Puritan,
Puritan.
yes.
You know, like Chris Brown to me, what he did was worse than what Louis C.K. did. But Louis C.K. has a sexual component which makes everything way worse in America. Like
Yeah.
I'd rather be jerked off on than punched in the face.
Well, he didn't even jerk off on them. He jerked off in front of them.
Whatever it was.
Yeah.
So it's like, why are we so focused on that? Let's
It's now
Start
because if
with-
the Chris Brown thing happened now. The Chris Brown thing happened before this whole Me Too thing took place.
so it's a timing thing.
Yeah, for
Isn't
sure.
that interesting?
For sure.
Weird.
There's a lot of people that snuck through that sort of time period.
Right.
You know?
Aren't you glad you never raped anybody?
Yes.
Man. I mean, I don't want to,
so
but
glad.
I'm glad you don't have that A on your conscience and B on your record.
And also, aren't you glad you never got raped?
Sure.
That's a big one. That's a big one.
I've fucked people unconsensually, but I've never been held down and banged.
How have you fucked people unconsensually?
Oh, you know,
never
you gotta
talk about it.
You got a gal, and she's like, "Come on." You're like, "I'm good." She's like, "Come on." You're like, "All right."
Oh, so like you didn't really consent, but you made her. So you made it sound like she didn't consent, but you really didn't consent.
No, I didn't. But that's
Yeah.
normal. I think everybody
That's
does
normal,
that.
but
You
that's
fuck
okay.
your ugly wife or your ugly husband.
But if a girl wants to fuck you and she like talks you in it and you feel bad afterwards, no one's gonna feel sorry for you,
You got
right?
that right.
But if a guy does that to a girl, badgers
Sure.
a girl into doing it, people will come down hard on you.
It's weird how that works because like I get the dicks and the DMs all day long. I get
Right.
all that shit.
No one
and
cares.
Nobody cares. And I go,
Nobody
"What if
cares.
this bothered me?" And people go, "You're a guy. Fuck you."
Do you know Whitney? Do you know Whitney?
I do a little bit, not well. I
Dude,
like her.
Ask her about the DMs that she gets.
Oh, really?
She shows them to us. It's I
Really?
told her to get a book. I said you should write a book about dick pics that people send you because it's not a dozen. It's dozens.
Really?
Dozens.
Man.
She's always got like weird dicks coming her way too.
Like curvy.
Like we're in a group text, she'll show us the dicks and like what the fuck?
Wow.
Like weird hook dicks and
Yeah. Does she like it?
no.
Yeah, see, that's
She
the other
doesn't
thing.
want it. It's just guys just send pictures. They do it to every girl. Look, there is
I would never do
probably a fucking gigantic population of creepy dudes out there
Sure.
that send dick pics.
Well, here's another one. I was hooking up with this girl years ago. I met in Arizona, and she was like, "Send me a dick pic," and I was like, "All right." Sent her the dick pic. 5 years goes by. I get a tweet. "Hey, is this Mark your dick?" It's added me, and it was. It was my sheets. My shoes were in it. My desk was in the background, and I was like, "That's not mine." And I was like, it spooked me.
So she sent you that, or someone else did?
Some random guy like Minnesota
so
said, "Hey,
she-
is this your dick?"
She texted to some guy.
I guess.
Fuck Mark. No, I mean here's his cock.
And I just denied
Oh,
it.
fuck him. Fuck that guy. I'm gonna put it on Twitter.
I gave it a favorite and I moved on.
Isn't that interesting how Twitter lets you show dicks? Twitter lets you show hardcore porn.
Hardcore porn.
Hardcore porn.
Which is fun. Sometimes you're in the airport, like, fuck it.
It's crazy.
I'll look at this for a minute.
Yeah, I mean, you could ass fucking, coming, everything.
Oh, yeah.
Everything.
You name it, baby.
Isn't that weird? I mean, it's a gigantic platform to
Yeah.
allow hardcore porn.
Instagram does not.
No,
And YouTube
Instagram, you
either.
can't even show nipple.
Oh, wow.
You can't show anything. Girls get kicked off of Instagram for having like transparent shirts.
Oh,
you know?
really?
Yeah, you can't even show nipple.
Isn't it amazing when you see how many beautiful, sexy, stunning women are on Instagram? You could go through for hours.
Right,
It's probably our best resource. You talk about oil and all this shit. I think the hot women in America, it's up there.
It's pretty good.
It's
but
pretty
it's also,
good.
there's a lot of Photoshop out there. Right?
Damn
Remember
it,
what I was
you're
talking
right.
about? These ladies doing cartoon work on their pictures?
Killing my dream, man.
Killing the dream.
Also, it's weird. This is some guy's daughter and some mom's daughter.
Yep. But then she hits 24. She's on her own.
I guess so.
Or whatever age it
Are you
is.
nervous
that you
about
see her in
your-
that picture? Yeah, you have to be. But I'm also, look, I think girls like boys and boys like girls. I want everybody to be happy, you know?
Yeah.
I
gays.
would hope that, yeah, there's gays too. I would hope that, they can find someone who's nice to them. And I would hope that,
Yeah, you hope.
don't get bullshitted.
But I mean, remember you were a fucking poon hound back in the 40s. You know what it's like.
That
about
was
these
back
dudes
before
out
radio,
there.
though.
That's true.
Nobody knew anything. Nobody knew any better.
it's-
Imagine if you were living, like legitimately living, like 1,000 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
Like what? They probably didn't even understand how you got pregnant.
Right.
They probably, and diseases killed you. You got
Yeah.
syphilis. Everybody died. Your hair fell out. Your nose rotted off your face.
Yeah.
They would have crazy diseases and no cure.
That's probably why the Bible steps in. It's like, hey, don't eat
Purity.
pork. Pork's killing everybody. Let's say don't eat pork on Friday or whatever it is.
Abstinence too. They're trying to preserve you
Right.
from venereal diseases.
Right,
Yeah.
right. And that's why being a virgin was so good.
Yeah.
If you're not, you get thrown in the volcano.
Yeah. Yeah, I was reading this book about the Wild West, and they're talking about all the people that had syphilis. Like, they just all went to whorehouses, and they all
Right.
got sick.
Man, we're so lucky to be alive in this time. We're getting yelled at on Twitter. Those guys had to ride a horse without a saddle.
But imagine what it's like 100 years from now. They're going to be looking at these poor idiots. They didn't have virtual
I know,
reality. They
I
didn't
know,
have,
that's true.
They had to live in the real world and drive cars everywhere. And,
Yeah, ignorance is bliss, man.
yeah, you don't know. I mean, back in the Wild West days, they were just happy they figured out the horse.
That's true.
Like, oh my God, so glad we had horses. Imagine
Yeah.
those idiots that didn't have horses.
Right,
They had to
right.
walk everywhere. The fuck out of here.
Dude, that Donner Pass, the fact that happened is bananas.
Not that long ago, man.
I know,
Not
I
that
know.
long ago. And it didn't just happen once. There was a couple other instances of people trying to make it across and froze to death out there.
Damn. But the
Yeah.
movies in 4098 are going to be so much more boring. We get to watch The Revenant. Some guy's chasing Native Americans. He's killing a bear. He's fighting a guy in a river.
Yes.
But the movie in that year is going to be a bunch of dudes podcasting. You know what I mean? It's going to suck because we don't have any struggle. So
wonder
there's
if-
no conflict for a movie.
I wonder if they'll ever have a podcasting movie.
It's
movie
gonna
about
happen.
Podcasts getting crazy. Podcasts changing the world. Like,
We've had Angry Birds.
do you remember Christian Slater had that? What was that radio?
Pump up the volume.
Yes.
Kevin Smith had one.
Kevin Smith did?
Yeah, we're Walrus.
Walrus.
Remember? I don't know if you saw this. It came out maybe 3
That
or
was
4
about
years ago.
podcasting?
He played a podcaster who was going to get an interview, and like the guy kidnapped him and turned him into a walrus.
Well, that's a
geez.
kidnap
Fucking
movie.
I never
creepy.
saw that movie.
Yeah, well,
I saw Red State though. That was
I
one
saw
of his
that.
best movies.
That was crazy.
That was crazy. He made me see that movie without telling me anything.
Ooh.
He goes, I don't want to tell you shit. I don't want to tell you anything. Just have a seat.
Bad PR for
called
Republicans.
Tusk. That's
Tusk,
right.
yeah.
That's right.
Tusk.
Yeah. Crazy movie though. I was like, Jesus, Kevin. Like I,
I know.
didn't see that coming at all. I thought it was
didn't-
going to be like a funny movie.
I didn't know he had it in him.
Yeah, he did.
You just hear about comic books and hockey jerseys.
Oh Jesus! Don't show me that.
Holy
Why are you
hell.
showing me that? You just spoiler alerted.
Was
me.
that Dr. Phil?
You son of a bitch?
typed in the movie. It's like on
You
the front cover of the
fuck-
movie.
And then you showed it to me, son of a bitch. What if I was going to watch that tonight? Like, I wonder how this turns out.
Oh,
I
big
wonder what he
surprise.
looks like.
You know what else is kooky is the fact that our attention spans are getting so short. We like a YouTube video to be 4 seconds. All we do is check the time, but then the movies are getting longer.
Yeah,
Isn't that weird?
It is weird. So are podcasts.
Yeah.
Bill Maher had that statement. He was like, "How come our attention span is either 7 seconds or
Right.
3 hours?"
Right, exactly.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
The Irishman, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, these are all 3 hour plus.
Did you like The Irishman? I haven't seen it yet.
Well, you got to watch it in chunks, which is shitty.
'Cause
but
it's too long?
I love Scorsese, and I liked it. It's not his best by far, but I liked it.
Why do you got to watch it in chunks? Because it's so long.
It's so long. Yeah. I
What
mean,
if you're one of those guys that just can sit there for 4 hours?
You could do it, but it's like a novel. You got to really take it in.
How many hours is it?
3 and change, I think.
I took a break about 2 hours in.
I got
Just for like
some-
20 minutes. Just get up, walk
That's
around.
weird, man.
I got some problems with it, but it's a good movie.
Yeah, when you go to see it, when you go to the movie theaters, when was the last time you went to the movie theater and you saw a 3+ hour movie?
I went 2 nights ago, but it wasn't 3.5. It
When was the last
2.
time there was like a legit three?
I remember that Tarantino movie. They did the double feature. They had like an intermission.
Oh, Grindhouse.
Yeah, yeah.
And
That's
the other
right.
But
one.
they had stuff
That's
they were
right.
playing during it.
I
but-
went to
Yeah.
that. I saw that in the theater.
But those are two movies.
right.
But I mean,
They're
that's still,
standalone.
Yeah,
yeah.
It was showed at the
But
same-
Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, that was pretty fucking long too.
Pretty
wasn't it?
long. Yeah. I watched that twice, and I loved it.
That dude, he's
a hero.
doing it right.
He really is.
He's doing it right. He's got only 9 movies. He's going to make 10 movies, and then he's going to retire.
Yeah.
Yeah, allegedly.
I heard he's going to TV.
They're going to back up the fucking Brinks truck. Beep.
But thank God he
beep,
slipped through.
beep.
Isn't it amazing? There's some guy
Yeah.
out there who's just as brilliant as him who hasn't gotten a shot yet.
Maybe, but here's the thing: he's grandfathered in too. Because his movies are so fucked up. Like Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, spoiler alert, there's some scenes where he's taking this chick's head and fucking smashing it and like,
it's great.
Whoa. Like, I don't know if a new filmmaker could get away with that today.
Interesting.
I don't know. Because some of that shit's disturbing.
It's very disturbing.
Yeah, and I think he's so grandfathered in with the hyper-violent, ultra-violent movies.
Well, it goes to show if you sell tickets, nobody gives a fuck.
Nobody gives a fuck.
You're making money.
But with him, there's no risk. Like, if it's a Quentin Tarantino movie, he's never missed once.
Right.
The Django, Hateful Eight, Pulp Fiction, you keep going down the list. All his fucking movies. Reservoir Dogs.
Yeah.
They're all killer movies.
And they're all gory as shit and dark as shit.
Has he had one bad movie? What is it? Name a bad Tarantino movie.
Some are better than others, but none are bad.
But they're all great.
Like Hateful Eight, I even liked.
I loved that movie.
Yeah.
The Django was fucking fantastic.
Django was fun.
And you get to realize Leonardo DiCaprio can act his fucking ass off.
He's amazing, man.
Like, you see him in a lot of these movies. And you know what the problem with Leonardo DiCaprio is? First of all, he's beautiful. I don't like that.
He's getting uglier, though. Let's
a little
give him
bit,
that.
a touch. We're getting a little chub.
I mean, I'd still
a little
blow
chubby.
him. Yeah,
if you had to.
Sure.
But then the other part is climate change is real. That kind of shit. When people like accept awards and they go, climate change is real. Like, hey, you're not here for that.
All right, we all know it's real. Move on.
Come on, man. You're not fixing the world by holding your trophy for pretending.
But that's the point. So you got to go, okay, we put people in a bin now. You know, okay, he's in the good bin.
He flies private.
Of course he flies private.
Yeah, you can't say climate change is real and fly private.
Well, you can say it, but
that's like syphilis is real, but you won't wear a condom.
Ooh.
Yeah. What are you doing to protect yourself from that problem?
Penicillin.
I just don't like. That's why I love Ricky Gervais' speech.
Oh, that was fun, huh?
It's amazing.
That was great.
It's amazing.
It would just suck to be one of the people who get pissed about that. Like, man, what a shitty life you have.
I want to find those people and bookmark them.
Yeah, right.
Check in on them anytime anything goes wrong.
I loved it. I'm friends with Ricky now. I can say that.
I love him.
We exchanged niceties on Twitter.
Oh, really?
Yeah, which meant the world to me.
Oh, that's beautiful.
He's
hey,
genius.
tell me about your experiences with Seinfeld. Because since we did the last podcast, you did I
did some gigs.
And you tell me you had a great fucking time.
Great time. He's the coolest guy. I mean, he helped me out by giving these gigs. I opened for him at the Beacon, and he's a cool dude because he goes, I want one green room. And you go, whoa, I don't want to bother you. And he goes, no, I want to hang.
Oh,
well, how cool is that?
That's very cool.
Fucking zillionaire legend comedy guy wants to hang with my dumbass.
Well, I think that's one of the things that a lot of comics miss when they get really big.
Yeah.
And when you're Jerry Seinfeld, it's like all the rest of us are in this place and he's like,
right.
He's legend. He's
another
Seinfeld.
But that's how we see him. He still sees himself as this Long Island nobody, which is so cool, and also why he's still funny.
Yes.
And he's like, I'm worried I'm not relevant anymore. I'm like, what do you mean relevant? Your show comes on 8 times a day. You got comedians in cars. You're touring everywhere. You're fine.
It's hilarious to think that he's not relevant.
I know. It's like David Tell. I'm a hack. I suck. I'm an old hack. Like, you're brilliant. You're one of the best ever.
That's why he's so funny, though.
Exactly.
Because he's not blowing himself.
Larry David's like, I suck. I'm in the way. Nobody likes me. Like,
driving a Prius.
You're my hero. Yeah. But every time he looks in the mirror, he's a bald nothing.
Worth $500 million.
I know, and he's genius.
He's good.
He's changed my life. He's changed the world with his comedy, and he can't. It won't sink in. I love that.
Yeah, well, that's why they're so good.
That's why they're good.
I think if you start really believing you're something special, you're fucking doomed.
You're doomed.
You're doomed because then you're not going to be you. You're going to be I'm fucking. I'll just go out there and be awesome.
Right.
And I've seen that before, and it's ugly. It's an ugly picture when guys they think they're the shit now, and then they don't try that hard.
Yep.
And they don't work at it.
Yep.
And you think they can just go out there and talk to people and people are just happy to see them.
Right.
That lasts for about 3 minutes.
Right.
That's why people are like, what is happening here?
Confidence is a killer, man.
It can be.
It can be.
But confidence through hard work and discipline, like knowing that you're ready. But even then, you still have to have that little edge.
Yes.
A little edge of fear.
Exactly. Like some of the great fighters were all bullied or something. There's something behind them where they just have that extra flame in them.
Yes. I mean, almost all of them will tell you. Some of them will hide it, but almost all of them will tell you that they're terrified.
Yes, I heard Cowboy was talking about like how he flips out before every fight and he's in his head. And I'm like, oh, good. That's how I am before a special or a late night or whatever.
Oh, yeah.
And you feel better. You're like, okay, I'm not a wuss.
Yeah, any good set, anything that's important, those butterflies are going to be fluttering around. Your adrenaline's going to be pumping. You're like, holy fuck, here we go.
Chappelle talks about it. Chappelle's like, I get nervous. And if you watch interviews, he's hunched over. He's weird. And he's not this cocky, savant, smoking. I mean, he is. He's brilliant, but he's not that guy. I think he's just mastered that look in a way.
He works hard, but he's calm because he's done so many sets.
Right.
And he's so good. I mean, he kills 99.99999% of the time. But when we worked together, we did a couple of arenas together, we were both like, all right, here we go. Woo.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, you get, like right before we got on stage, he was about to go up there, he looked at me, he goes, not a whole lot of motherfuckers get to do this. And then he went out there and fucking murdered. But
how great is that?
It's this feeling that you get before a show. If you don't have that,
yeah.
And everybody's scared of that feeling, right? Because that feeling is like, God, I don't be like to be uncomfortable. I just can't wait until I'm so confident. But you will never be that because if you are, then you won't be funny
Exactly.
anymore.
It's a catch-28.
Yeah.
It's brutal. And they always say, do something every day that scares you. And we do every day. I mean, comedy, people are like, why do you get up so much? Because I'm scared of it, and I don't want it to overwhelm me. I want to be able to control the fear a little.
Also, if you're building your act, it's almost imperative that you go up every day.
Oh, it's not almost.
It is. Yeah, I shouldn't say almost. There's bits that grow the more you do them. Like you have a new tag, like, oh my God, that tag's perfect.
How many times have you done a special, and then a week later you come up with a line, you're like, I wish that was in there.
It's the worst. Bits are never done. They're done. They're never done, but then they are. Then they're overdone.
Right. That's true. You overcook it.
Yeah, and then you're like, oh, I hate this bit. I can't wait. And that's a problem if you try to record. Tom Segura had an excellent strategy for that. We were talking about it, and he said
he records quick. He's prolific.
He's super prolific. But he also says that what he does is, like some bits, he'll get bored with them, and he just won't use them for like months at a time, and then he'll replace them with new bits, and then he'll come back to them when he's about to film, so it feels fresh.
Whoa! I couldn't do that. I need all the time I have. My jokes are too short. That's impressive.
Right. Yeah, but you have non sequiturs. You have a lot of non sequiturs.
Yeah, just boom, 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 boom. And I'm such a pussy that I need laughs. Silence I'm not good with. Like I see Bill Burr working shit out, and like the crowd's like, where's he going with this? And then you see him 2 weeks later and it's murdering.
Right.
To me, I'm like, I got to get more of that. I got to get more.
The ability to just
sit in it.
Eat the dicks.
Yeah, and don't get me wrong, I bomb quite a bit. But
it's not on purpose.
Yeah, exactly.
Chris Rock used to do that all the time.
Yeah,
man.
I've seen that.
He would walk in there and just fucking try, practice shit. What else?
Yeah.
And he would even tell the audience, hey, don't get too excited.
Right.
He would just go up there and fucking make it happen.
Well, the audience can be such queefs sometimes because they're like, hey, this is mean. And you're like, yeah, but I'm going somewhere, you dumbass. I'm working this out, and it's going to be beautiful. Stop stepping on the buds of the roses because it'll be a bud one day. Don't step on it yet. But people are so quick to negate.
Well, one of the good things about the Comedy Store is they know that we're working shit out. We talk about it so much on podcasts. They know that. And I've had people come up to me and go, dude, I saw that bit 4 months ago and I just saw it again. It's amazing.
That's the best.
It's come to life.
Yeah.
I go, yeah, it sucked 4 months ago, right? He was like, I didn't think it was going to be very good.
Of course. But we know.
Awesome.
They don't know. But I got a bit of a beef with these bigger name guys doing that. They go, I go to the clubs to work it out. I'm like, well, they still paid.
Yeah.
They're still real people who want to show. So I get a little wishy-washy with that.
I like to sandwich bits in between proven bits.
That's the move.
You got to try them out. But sometimes I'll open with them, man. Sometimes I'll come out of the gate with a new bit.
That works too because the fear of it makes you come up with something.
Yeah, and it'll also make you like really go over it in your head.
Right,
make sure you got all the fucking I's dotted and the T's crossed.
Yeah, that's the key. Fear is there, so why not twist it and use it the way the newspapers spin? You got to spin your emotions.
Exactly.
And get something out of it.
Exactly. So you're filming tonight.
Yeah.
And 2 shows?
2 shows. I've been doing this hour forever, and I'm getting to the point where I go back to San Francisco, I go back to Denver, and they go, well, we saw a lot of this. So I got to put it down.
Right.
I don't want to let people down with the same material. And it's killer, it's tight, it ends big, it starts big, it's dark, it's edgy, whatever you want to call it.
Woo!
And I can't sell it. Nobody wants to buy it, so fuck it. I'll do it myself.
How is nobody buying your special?
Well, you got to have a hook now. I feel like if you're a cracker, you got to be depressed, you got to be molested, you got to be half Jew or something. You got to be in a wheelchair.
We need a good, hurtful, derogatory term for white men. We need one.
Yeah, well, ironically, it's straight white male.
Yeah, but it doesn't work. It doesn't hurt.
Right.
You call me a straight white male, I'm like, eh.
Yeah.
It's nothing.
Yeah.
But, there's words. There's certain words.
Sure, but I will say this. When you grow up in a neighborhood and you're the minority, getting called a white boy or honky, it hurts.
Okay, so when you grew up and you were a minority, it actually was effective.
Yes.
But is it effective today still?
Not really, but it
Didn't
is
stick.
It is
but if
like
you're a black kid and you grow up in a white neighborhood,
Yeah.
and you hear that shit all the time and it hurts, and then you grow up, and then you're no longer in that fucked up environment, and
Yeah.
someone calls it to you again, still hurts.
right,
still
right,
works.
because you're still a minority.
Yes, white boy doesn't work anymore.
No,
like
but
if somebody calls you white boy, you're like, well, I guess you're mad at me.
It doesn't hurt, but that's the problem. It's just the intent. Like, why do you want to hurt me? That's
Right.
what stings, not the
Yes.
actual word. Like, what's your beef?
But there's a sting to the N word that's never
course,
been
of course.
reached
Right.
with any other word.
Yeah.
No other word. Cunt. No other word. Nothing.
Maybe the F? Fag?
No.
No, it's
don't
not
think
the
so.
same because they
I
weren't
don't think so.
enslaved.
Well, not only that, it didn't have dual meaning. Like that word also has a meaning that you say to your friends in a joking way, and nobody
Right.
gets upset at all.
Right.
And you can say it to heterosexual people. They
Right.
would joke around about it. It means different things.
I would never call you the N word in the locker
right,
room
Exactly.
unless you were packing.
That's exactly.
Yeah. Then I'd be like, oh, this guy's a real black.
Yeah, the real problem is actual racism.
Yes.
Right? If there was no racism, then no one would give a fuck what words you used, and it
Mm-hmm.
would all be fun. Because if you had a derogatory term towards people, it wouldn't even work.
Right. Well, did you see that tweet about how the alt rooms, the audience is all white, and then the club shows it's diverse, even though we're saying the fucked up shit? That's a great point. I forgot. I should give the guy credit, but I forgot who said it.
I did a set at the UCB about 10 years ago. I've never been back.
Wow, is that right?
Yeah, they don't pay.
Well, that's a whole different bag
That's
of hammers.
crazy.
That's weird.
That's crazy. You're selling out every night. You have
Right.
a packed house, and you don't pay the comics. What are you selling? Are you selling something that I don't know about?
This is the name UCB is what they're
That's
selling.
nonsense. That's
Yeah.
nonsense. The name UCB exists because of guys like Patton and Sarah Silverman,
Sure.
Louis, and all these people.
Galifianakis.
All the people that perform there.
Right.
I mean, look, they got their hustle. I'm not trying to knock it,
And it's
but
working,
I'm not
apparently.
going. The Comedy Store pays.
Yeah,
you know?
it pays well.
And it's a fucking great show every night.
Yeah.
Improv pays. These clubs pay. You know.
Right.
I mean, I don't want all the money. I just like you got to give me something, and I give it to the bartender, and I give it to
Right.
the door guy, and I give it to the guy who parks the cars.
There you go.
I spread it around.
Right,
But
right.
You gotta you can't take all the money.
Yeah, I
That's
wrote
crazy.
these jokes.
Yeah,
I
it's
drove
just-
here.
Not only that, yeah, it's like what are you selling?
I
You have
know.
a fucked up business that's relying on people being suckers.
It's very strange.
You're relying on comics being suckers because
You
if they're
think?
not, yes,
But you're getting stage time.
so what? I can get stage time anywhere I
Well,
want.
you
so
can.
could you.
Well,
You
I
can get
can now.
stage time at a lot of. You can now. And
But,
meanwhile, people
coming
would
up.
come to see you, and they
Right.
would pay money to see you, and you wouldn't get any of that money. What's that about?
That is very strange.
Nonsense.
Right.
Straight
I filled
up
your room
nonsense. Yes, you filled the room up and you killed. Where's the money? Oh, you bought a new house? And then they'll buy a new building. And then these guys are driving Ferraris to work or whatever. I don't know if they're driving Ferraris. They probably drive Hondas, and they take them home, and then they take the Ferrari out. Ha ha ha!
Also-
Suckers!
Also, those audiences aren't as good, which is weird too. Like I'm working for free,
Pretentious.
and yeah, that's very precious vibe in there where you say like my roommate's gay, and they're like, "Wait, you said gay? Hold on, let me dissect this." You're like, now you're not even thinking about the joke anymore because you're just so busy worrying about these terms.
Well, it's probably a lot of young kids, too. that
Very
are, like,
young.
riding that woke pony. Woo!
The woke pony.
So what are you going to do? You going to YouTube it?
I guess I'll try to shop it around.
What about
maybe.
Amazon?
Yeah, they got a lot of. You got to have a favor done
Jeff
for you.
Bezos, what the fuck?
Yeah, put
Mark
it out.
Norman, trust me. Killer.
Thanks. Yeah, tweet it out. Do something.
I will 100% tweet it
I
out.
appreciate it. But
Once you film it, I think once you film it and people get a look at it, I bet you'll sell it. I really believe that.
I just want eyeballs on it. That's all I
You'll
want.
definitely get that. You'll definitely.
All right.
I mean, if you put it on YouTube, I'll tweet the fuck out
I
of it.
appreciate you. You're a good egg.
100%. You're a good egg too. my
Oh, hey,
friend.
thanks. But yeah, you start doing comedy and you feel like you're getting somewhere, and then you try to sell a special that's been worked out for years, and it's tight as a drum, and everybody goes, "This is a great thing. Why won't
But
Netflix pick it up?"
you're not what we're looking for.
Right. It's all branding now. We
Yeah.
want branding. We got to fit a certain quota, which I guess I get.
Do you, though?
I'm all about spreading the love and diverse and hooking people up. But it should be, if it's funny, it's funny. But
stand-up comedy's always been a meritocracy, and I think it should stay that way. And there's plenty of funny women. There's plenty of funny everything.
of course.
So fill in the blank. You know,
Especially now. I mean, look at all the
Yes.
Asians. But
Yes.
there was like one funny Asian, or one famous Asian, I should say, was Margaret Cho. And now it's like Ronnie Chang, Ali Wong,
Ronnie
Shang
Chang
Wang.
is fucking hilarious.
Killer.
He's fucking
You
hilarious.
see the new special?
Yes.
Very
He's
good.
good, man.
Yeah, and he's angry.
Angry and tight and relatable. Like
Yeah.
the topics, is fucking tight shit. Really good, man.
He had that great bit about the internet, about how, like when it's going to be like smoking in 20 years. Like, I can't believe you let your kid look at the internet. Or you looked at the internet while you were pregnant? Yeah. Great bit. Great angle.
That is a great angle. That's a great angle.
Yeah, there's a lot of good comedy right now. There's a lot of bad comedy.
There's a lot of, but there's more good comedy
more
than I think
good.
there's ever been before.
Of course.
I don't think I've ever I've known a time where there's this many like straight up assassins.
Yeah. Why do you think that is?
The internet.
Yeah.
More platforms for people. You know, look at guys like Schultz, who's literally become one of the biggest comics in the
He's
world
huge.
just through putting his own stuff online, and for the same reason, because they didn't want to buy his shit.
Sure.
But he's filming a new one, and that is getting picked up
I
by
heard.
someone. Yeah, listen. The world is open for great content.
Right.
And he takes advantage of all the platforms. He's really good at putting funny videos on, all those fashion videos that
Yeah.
he does. I mean, he orchestrates them and coordinates them, and
I think he'll go down in history as some kind of marketing guru.
he's a genius.
It's
and
impressive.
he's a great comic on
Right.
top of that, which you usually don't get. You usually
Right.
get a really good marketer who kind of sucks as a comic, or you get a guy like Attell, who's
Right.
a genius who doesn't
Yeah.
market himself at all.
No, he can barely sell a DVD.
And he doesn't change his clothes is the same thing.
Yeah.
It's a hat, a black jacket. It's like he wears the same shit.
Yeah, he always says, I look like an unemployed umpire. I mean, he's fucking brilliant.
He's amazing, but he's the worst marketer of all time. When I hear that he can't sell tickets in certain markets, I'm like, what are you talking about?
Well-
I almost want him to call me every time he's got a gig, and I'll tweet it.
But people want a cartoon. When you really break it down, like I know of guys who are funnier than Fluffy, but Fluffy sells out arenas because they like him. It's not just about the
he's very
writing.
personable. There's that.
Yes, he's very likable.
I think the problem with Attell is that he doesn't market himself well. I think
Right.
that's, and no one else does either. That's all it is. But I think the bumping mics thing's changed.
That helped. That helped him.
Because Jeff Ross is such a personable guy, and the two of them together, it's
Right,
hilarious.
right.
And it's fun, and it's a really big Netflix show.
Yeah, and he's great at it.
And
But
they can do 100 of those.
Oh,
the two
yeah.
of them together,
Oh,
they,
yeah.
they can do 100 of those.
Never ends. But I just think people need to know it's got to be like we're animals. You got to go, the fat guy, the
Yes.
dumb guy,
Right,
or
right,
the
right.
family guy. You know?
Right. Yeah, Fluffy. Oh, yeah. I like that guy.
Yeah, Hawaiian
Yeah.
shirt, big guy,
Oh, yeah,
Hispanic.
yeah.
Yeah. You want it's got to be bite-sized nugget of who you are.
I know you're into cars.
Yeah, I'm doing Matt's show tomorrow.
You doing Matt Ferris show?
8 a.m. Venice,
Beautiful.
baby, Malibu.
Beautiful.
I'm
right after
driving
you
a
film. I love it. You're
driving
probably hungover.
Oh, I'm gonna be hurting. That's early too.
Nice.
I'll probably be legally drunk.
Fluffy's into cars. But he's into Volkswagen buses.
Oh,
Bro, he's got like 30 of them.
that's a weird choice.
They're crazy. He's got a warehouse filled with Volkswagen buses,
I like them,
but they're all like customized. and-
Really?
yeah, it's crazy. Like I
Oh,
never would
wow.
have guessed. Like someone told me he's a car guy. I mean, he's got a bunch of other cars too,
Yeah.
because he's rich. But he's got a warehouse filled with these fucking Volkswagen buses.
what a weird
Look
vice.
at that. Look at his Volkswagen buses.
Whoa.
They're dope too. They're like mint
It's like
condition.
Yeah, it's like a
Look at
sneaker
that.
collection.
Bro,
It's just got different colors.
Look at that, and all these Volkswagen posters on the wall.
They're pretty badass.
But how weird is that he kept buying them? Like
That's
after he had
fascinating.
2, and he's like, "Yeah, I'm good."
It's weird that that's the thing that grabs him. You know, he's like, I gotta have them.
Dun, 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 dun. He probably has more than 30. I mean, look at that.
Wow.
Hey, click on that video. Can you click on that video?
Wonder what
Oh, we can't. We can't play it.
Wonder what
Listen, I gotta
Seinfeld's
wrap this
working
up
with.
anyway.
Oh,
So
shit.
We're closing in on 6 p.m.
By the way, you never let me drive that
Mark
Tesla.
motherfucking
I'm holding you to
Norman.
it.
All right, I will
One
let you
day.
drive it.
One day.
One day.
I still don't know how to
you're
drive
gonna be
stick.
tomorrow. You're at you're gonna do Matt Ferris show. Are you around tomorrow night?
Oh yeah.
Come to the store.
I didn't want to bug
baby.
anybody.
Come to the store. I'll get you on.
Really?
Yes,
Oh, I'll be
hook
there,
it up.
fatty.
I'll make a call.
Oh, thanks, man.
All right. Mark Norman on Twitter. Mark Norman on Instagram.
Yep, my podcast Tuesdays with Stories and marknormancomedy.com. Yes.
And we'll let you know as soon as this special, wherever it lands, wherever it's
Thank
going to
you.
be. We'll
God, what a
tweet the
guy.
shit out of that.
Not,
All right.
not a bad person.
Bye,
Praise Allah.
everybody.
Woo.